Audience, fears. Coffee first. That beautiful coffee. Ah! Bum, 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 bum. What's up, guys? Fears. Audience. This is Fears, your host, welcoming you back to the Fears podcast. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing great. I'm doing all right. I'm doing pretty good. I'll be honest, I do have a little bit of a headache, but as in show business, the show must go on. I got my coffee. Ooh, yeah. Ah, there we are. And I got my healthy snack right over here. Today I decided to go with pineapple. So let's just have a taste, shall we? Little pineapple. Mm-hmm. Pretty good. I haven't had pineapple in a while. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day. Finally, for once, it's not raining out. It did rain last night, though, when I was on my way to work. Which, by the way, it was kind of a chill day. I didn't have to go in until 4 o'clock. And we only had 36,000, which is a pretty low day. So, trust me, I'm not complaining. I had a little bit of a headache last night and today, so whenever I can take an easy day, I do. Anyway, let's open up the chat, and here we are. Let's get going. I got a bunch of stuff to talk about. I will be honest, there are some important things that I need to talk about, and, then there's some fun things that I want to talk about, and then we got our topics for today. We got a lot to cover today. So, come with fears on this adventure, and there we are. So let me just open up the chat. But hopefully, for the most part, all of the show will, or most of the show will be good. There is going to be some difficult things that I have to talk about, but I believe they must be said. But we'll get to all that. There we are. There we go. But hopefully... Yo! Doom! What's going on? He says, hey, Fears, the turn is here. The turn. Is this your theme song? Well, I'll be honest, Doom. It's not my theme song. Randall, it's Randall's theme song for his short film that he made in college called The Thrilling Three. So I believe it's on Randall's main channel. I believe it's on Cameo Man 2021. If it's not on that channel, then it's on his second channel, The Mayor of Magic. And it's called The Thrilling Three, which basically it's about three unlikely superheroes. And Randall is the leader. And his superhero name is called Boring Master. And he has the power to withstand any amount of boredom. And that was the theme song. And I loved it so much that I asked Randall for permission to use it as my theme song for my podcast. So Randall allows me to, but it's technically not my theme song. Maybe one day Fear should get a theme song, for my for my channel. But anyway, today's topics we're going to talk about the top 10 nerds the top 10 nerds in movie history, the top 10 camping supplies. That was a suggestion by my friend. And then I wanted to talk about some legendary movie props in film. And then I got a mini nerd haul. Not a big one, just a little one. But anyway, but yeah, hopefully that answered your question, Doom. Anyway, man, the first thing I want to talk about is it is getting hot here in Florida. It is getting hot. So the summer is here. So yeah. So man, some days it's just so hot that Fierce can't even walk outside his door. I did go out today because I had a few errands to do. But man, most days in June and July I try not to go out in Florida. Sometimes it is just so unbearable. It's like beyond belief. So if you're coming to Florida to live, or if you're coming to Florida for a visit, prepare yourself. Sunblock. I use it occasionally, sunblock. You know, I like to work on my tan, but lately I've been using sunblock. So yeah. Work, yeah, work's going okay. I'll be honest, it gets a little tiring. Box, scan, box, scan, box, scan. Let's see. Pretend Story says, too hot, John. I forgot how humid it was out there. Well, see, now you're remembering Pretend Stories because you said the other day that you're here for a visit. So it doesn't take long to forget, but it doesn't take long to remember, you know? So it's pretty quick. I mean, how long is your vacation for, Pretend Stories? Is it for like a couple of days? Is it for a couple of weeks? Like, what is it? Anyway. Well, let's start things off with a bang. Let's do the Nerd Haul. The Nerd Haul. All right, here we go. Check it out. The latest and the greatest. Bam! There it is. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Whoop! There it is. Let's see. I'll be out of here until Sunday. Oh, okay. So you're here till Sunday. So you pretty much are going to be here for a full week, Pretend Stories. Nice. Yo! Joey, what's up? Joey says, it's hotter than a stripper's butthole here today. That was a lot of detail. Did Fears really want that much detail? Not really. But it depends on how hot the strippers are, you know, where you live, Joey. Are the strippers where you live pretty hot? I know you live in Iowa. And why are you looking at strippers? You've got a very nice girlfriend. So shame on you, my friend. For shame. For shame. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Joey. What would Mrs. Numbers say if she caught you staring down some strippers? Yo! Visions, what's up? He says it's hotter than a $2 pistol. Nice. Nice. You know, usually, see, but see, you're getting a bargain then, Visions. You're getting a bargain. When has any gun ever been $2? So whatever gun store you went to, just between us friends, Visions, I mean, that's a pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. Oh yeah, by the way, check it out. My Venom and Spider-Man shirt. Joey, I know how much you like Spider-Man, so I was like, bam. I mean, Venom, he's okay. Sometimes he's a good guy. Sometimes he's a bad guy. Normally he's pretty much a bad guy, you know. Normally he is. But anyway. But yeah, Spider-Man is the man. But yeah. Maybe I'm misremembering, but don't you have That Mario shirt. No, 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 no. I do not have that Mario shirt, Joey. I do not. I have different Mario shirts. But not that one. I definitely don't have that one. No, 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 no. Anyway, next. Check this out. Hang on. Bam! Wolverine! I do not have this one. Now I do. But yeah. Next. Oh, by the way, in this nerd haul, I tried to find some movies. They were a slackin' at Goodwill and at Walmart. Nothing. Nada. 0. 0 out of 10. What's the number before 1? 0. This one. Nope. Not today. I just thought it was funny. Nope. Not today. Nada. 0. Not today. And then, of course, for my magnet collection, it's getting quite big. Now, have I covered the entire fridge yet? The answer is no. Not yet. But eventually. But anyway. New magnet. There it is. Anyway. And then because I'm going on a Disney vacation soon, I can't figure out what I want to do. It's either going to be a Hawaiian Disney vacation or a Disney cruise. I keep jumping back and forth. But one of those. I don't know which, but I'm a big boy. I'll figure it out. But in honor of me going on some type of Disney vacation, I got some more Disney shirts. So, bam! It's pretty good. There it is. I do like Mickey. He's one of my favorite characters. For a couple of reasons. He's funny. He's short like Fears. Listen, I can make fun of my shortness. I mean, I'm not going to instantly be like Pixel and be like 6'9" or however tall Pixel is. Pixel, he's my buddy, he's my pal, but man, he is a tall motherfucker. Like, in a good way, though. Like in a good way. I'm not being mean. He's just a tall motherfucker. Joey, when I met you, you were like 6'1", right? 6'1", 6 foot, something like that. You were tall. But you said the same thing about me. You're like, Fears, you're taller than I thought. I would like to think so. But I'm a medium. I'm medium. I'm only 5'6". That's it. No shorter, no taller, Vision, I think you told me you're 6 foot, right? One time, I think you told me that. You either told me 5'9" or 6 foot, but anyway. So yeah. There it is. So that's the nerd haul. All right, let me catch up on the on the chat. Let's see here. Rebecca says, "Howdy, boys." Now, Rebecca, you behave yourself. You behave yourself. Do not turn into Carrie. I'm not making fun of Carrie, but usually when you're in here, Rebecca, you're hitting on all the guys. Ooh, I want him. I want him. I want him. Nobody wants to hear that, or I don't want to hear it. I'm sure the other gentlemen in the chat don't want to hear it either. So, shh. You can talk, just don't be hitting on every single guy. Don't be hitting on every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Because that just gets old. That gets old. Anyway. Let's see here. What's up, Museum? It's hotter than the eternal hellfire that the trolls will experience in the afterlife. Oh, I agree, Visions. That was powerful, man. That was powerful. Like, you know, the start of it, it had a core to it, and then you're like, you motherfucking trolls, burn in hell, fucking eternal fire and shit. One would hope. One would hope. I mean, because that's where they belong, in my opinion. I'm not trying to start any shit. I just agree with my buddy Visions. So I appreciate you saying that, Visions, because then, you know, they always twist her around. Even though you said it, Visions. Oh, what? Fierce said it. No. He started it. He said it. I'm like, no, actually, I didn't. I did not. You know, I didn't say it first. So, but yeah. But yeah, that's where they. I mean, that's where they. I'll be honest though, Visions, and not just Visions, everybody. It gets very annoying, you know, but they're always going to do this. It should be less of this. I'm sorry, more this, less of this, because all they do is talk. They're never actually really going to do anything. They're all talk, every single one of them. So it is what it is. I try not to think about it. I try to think on the positives, you know, but there it is. Rebecca says, museum loves my deep belly button. Well, how do you know that? Did you take photographic evidence? Did you shoot a video of it? Rebecca, did you shoot a video of museum poking around with his finger inside your belly button? I hope not, because that would just be weird. That would be really weird. But museum, on the other hand, is kind of weird. He's a cool guy, but you have to admit, he's a little bit weird. I'm just saying. No offense. You know, it just is what it is. So there it is. All right. Let's see. Pretend Story says, I saw a Goodwill out here yesterday. Almost went in for a hunt. Oh, you should have. It depends on where you went, Pretend Stories, because I go to a few. If you go out of my apartment complex and at the light, if you take a left and you go about, if you drive for about 20 minutes without traffic, 25 to 30 minutes with traffic, about 20 minutes down the road, if you take a left at the light, at the front of my apartment complex, there is a Goodwill down that way. But there's all Goodwills. I like a few of them. I went to in Orlando. Those in Orlando are a little bit bigger. The one I go to, it's not little per se. I would just say it's a medium-sized building. So, yeah, but they were slacking. I found a lot of movies, but the movies I found, I had either already watched, you know, and already had in my collection. So every time I went to grab one, I'm like, nope, I've got that one. I've watched that one. Oh, I've got this one. Nope, I can't grab that one. So, yeah, they were slacking today. They were definitely slacking today. But with every new day, there's hope. You know? And I mean that with everything, you know? I would like to think that the troll stuff would get better. I hope so. I hope it doesn't get any worse, you know, because that would just be madness. Yes, I want it to be worse. No, I do not. So, with every new day, Pretend Stories, I would like to think that things would get better. I hope. You know, they're still going to be always immature. You know, I went in for about 2 minutes last night before I went to work. Constantly, like, Larry is gone insane. I'm not trying to talk shit behind anyone's back. He has. He thinks he's just digging himself a bigger hole. What makes him think that I want to talk to him if he keeps bad-mouthing me? If he actually stopped bad-mouthing me, then maybe we could talk and settle this. But he just keeps bad-mouthing me. So I'm like, why do I want to surround myself with a negative person like him? I don't. So I just said, all right, well, the hell with you. Tyler's the same way. Quentin's the same way. The asshole from New Zealand, same way. You know, most of them are nothing but evil and rude and sarcastic and fucking know-it-alls. They think they know everything about everything about everything. So why would I want to surround myself with that evil or that negativity? I don't, you know? And I even wrote in there before I went off to work, I said, Larry, I said, you are just, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I said something to the effect of, and I should open it up because if I don't get it right, then they'll, you know, make fun of me of that, but whatever. I said something to the effect of, Larry, why would I want to talk to you and settle this? I said, when you keep bad-mouthing me. Oh, no, I think I said bashing. I think the word I said was bashing because he was bashing me. So I said, why would I want to surround? I said, only an idiot would want to talk to someone that keeps bad-mouthing them. I'm like, I'm not. I said, I don't have to put up with your crap, Larry. I said, so you're just digging yourself an even bigger hole, you know? So I'm like, I'm not going to talk to you. I said, if you actually stop bad-mouthing me, I said, yeah, maybe we can have a conversation and put away all this, you know, childish bullshit, you know? But see, he's too prideful to go, all right, Fears, yeah, I see your point. Yeah, you know, my bad. Yeah, let's sit down and actually have a conversation. And I just don't have time for all that, you know, childish bullshit. So I'm like, all right, well, you don't want to do that, Larry, then the hell with you. You know? So, yeah. Let's see here. Joey says, Rebecca, give Fears a chance. I don't know, Joey. Rebecca seems very aggressive, you know? You know, I had to time her out because she was, like, saying a bunch of inappropriate things. You know, do you really want an aggressive woman? I guess to a point, you know? Because I'm all for the ladies, you know? But Rebecca probably is not a girl, if I'm being honest. It's probably a troll, you know? So, we'll see. Pretend Story says, what's a Hawaiian Disney vacation? Well, you go to a resort in Hawaii, Pretend Stories, that's Disney themed. Adam the Woo went there. I watched his vlog. Half the week he was there by himself, and then because he loves his mother, like I love my mother, he invited his mom. Not for the entire trip. I think she came like half the trip or something, but I watched his vlog and I was like, this resort seems pretty cool. Plus, I've never gotten a chance to go to Hawaii. My dad and my mom, when I was younger, would be like, oh yeah, one day we'll get to Hawaii. And unfortunately, we never got to it because for one reason or another, we took a lot of vacations in Florida, which that's why I have so many memories down here, and that's why I wanted to live down here, because almost, not every summer, but almost every summer, if we weren't in England, we were in Florida. So my dad would alternate it. Like, all right, the next 3 years, we're going to take each summer, we're going to take a trip to Disney. I mean, to England. Then once we got fed up of visiting our British family, you know, because it was the same thing over and over and over again, just doing different things when we were there. All right, time for a switch. Then we would go to Florida. But every once in a while, we would switch it up, Pretend Stories. Like, I remember one time we went to California, and then we went, you know, a second time. I've only been to California twice in my life for vacation. I've been to California, like, in film school, but, like, in a certain area, because I was, like, handing out my demo reels and my resume, and I couldn't get any film work, so I just said, fuck it, I'm done with this, you know. But I've only went there twice for all the touristy type of stuff, you know, so, and then I've only been to Vegas twice. Once with my buddy Eric, and we stayed for like 3 or 4 days and partied when I was in college, my senior year. And then once with my mom and my dad, and I was young, so I couldn't gamble. But so I've only went to technically Vegas once to gamble, you know, and do all the shows and all the crazy stuff. And that was with my buddy Eric. I was like, I don't know, I was 25, 26-ish, something like that. But that's just an idea, Pretend Stories. I may do that Disney resort. I may just go to Hawaii and just stay in a normal resort. I really haven't decided. But I'm still trying to figure out all the details. I've got the first trip pretty much planned. You know, I'm going to go to Missouri and throw my mom a big 70s birthday party, which is going to be fun. She has no idea when I'm coming. I'm not telling you guys, because it's not that I don't trust my loyal fans. I just don't trust the idiot trolls. You know, because they'll call up my mom and be like, oh yeah, Fears is coming. Well, if they don't know when I'm coming, then, you know, they can't ruin the surprise. So. But I really hope my mom likes it. Me and my brother have been kind of working on it for a couple of months now. With my uncle, with my uncle's help. My Uncle Jim is one of my mom's brothers. My mom has, well, she had 5 brothers, and 3 brothers have passed away. So she's got 3 brothers left. But I don't really talk to my Uncle Tony that much because my mom and him got into a real big argument like years ago. And then my Uncle Tony, like, when my dad was still alive, my Uncle Tony sent my dad and my mom these really vicious, like, emails. And he pretty much called my dad a bunch of horrible names, and he called my mom, he called my mother a cunt. So I pretty much exiled my Uncle Tony because I'm like, no fucking asshole is going to call my mom a cunt. Especially one of my mom's brothers, you know. So I was just like, I don't want to talk to him anymore because he insulted my mother that badly, and that's fucking bullshit. So I said, well, the hell with you, and I pretty much blocked him on everything. I blocked his number, I blocked his email, I blocked his... And so did my mom and my dad, because they wanted nothing to do with him, because he just went ballistic on my dad for no apparent reason. I asked my dad, I said, Dad, what did you do to make him so mad? He goes, I have no idea, John. And my dad is a pretty level-headed guy, and so my dad was all about, like, talking, and my dad was very clear on doing right and wrong. And I was like, that's pretty fucking messed up to call your own sister a cunt, you know. My uncle saying that to his own sister. And he called my dad a whole bunch of horrible stuff. It was bad. So I was just like, yeah, I'm done with my Uncle Tony. So I'm like, fuck him, you know. So I don't really talk to him anymore. So the only ones that I do talk, I talk to my Uncle Neil. He's a cool guy. I talk to my Uncle Jim. And that's it. Because my Uncle Tony is the 3rd one still alive. I don't talk to him. So hopefully that answered your question, Pretend Stories. But again, I'm still trying to figure out the details on my vacation. So yeah. Let's see here. Anyway. I never called you an asshole, Museum. I said you're a little weird, but I never called you an asshole. So yeah. Let me catch up here. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. Oh, hang on. Anyway, let's see. Rebecca is a very aggressive woman. I believe she should be in jail. Not really in jail, but again, Museum, I doubt that she's an actual woman. It's probably a troll, you know, trying to start shit. But I think it's funny. So yeah, I think it's funny. Anyway, let's see here. Let's see. Oh, I had to get rid of Mr. Lantern rules. So either that's really Mr. Lantern or one of Mr. Lantern's minions, and so I had to get rid of him. So I don't know much about Mr. Lantern, but I don't take any chances because Mr. Lantern hangs out with... well, I've heard rumors that he hangs out with Matman or talks to Matman. I want nothing to do with Matman or Mr. Lantern, so I don't take any chances. So I was like, bye, you're gone. So yeah. Yo, Dr. I almost said Mr. Jenkins. Dr. Jenkins, what's up? Good to see you. Good to see you. I hope all was well. Oh, another thing that I read in there yesterday is that they said that I made fun of my ex. Never once made fun of my ex. I will say I made fun of her husband because I believe that she could do so much better. The guy is fatter than me. And I've got all my hair, but he's balding. I'm entitled to my opinion, but I never made fun of her. I made fun of her husband. And I'll be honest, I really shouldn't have done that because it's none of my business, you know, but I never made fun of her. I'm just thinking of her well-being. I'm her friend, you know, and I read a whole bunch, like, the dude was all like, say, like, oh, I can't imagine them being friends. We are friends. Do we talk every single day? Do we hang out? No, but I hear from her like maybe once every, I don't know, once a month, you know, maybe once every 2 months, something like that. So we are friends, you know. She's nice to me. I'm nice to her. Do I get into her personal life? No, she doesn't get into my personal life. I'm just saying that I think that she could do better, you know. And do I think I'm better than that other guy? Yeah, I'm not bald. I'm not 400 pounds. Yes, I am chunky, but I'm not. This guy is literally like 400 pounds. I mean, he's heavy. And he's almost going bald. I'm like, I don't see the connection. I don't see the attraction. But that's just my personal opinion, you know? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she likes that. If she does it, then, you know, I'm happy for her, you know? So, yeah. But I never made fun of her. Never. Not once. So, you know, they lied about that. So, anyway. And they talk about me lying. They were lying so much yesterday. It's ridiculous. It really is. And again, and what is it? It's all immature bullshit. You know? But, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I got something stuck in my teeth. Hang on. I'll be right back because I got something stuck in my teeth and it's driving me nuts. It's like right there. I think it's a little piece of pineapple, and I can't get it out. Well, Joey, I'll be honest. I don't know if he's actually 400 pounds. He's a heavy dude, and I shit you not, he's almost going bald. I mean, he's still got some hair, but I've got all of my hair. I'm not balding anywhere. And I used to have a wart, like, on the back of my head. And for a while, after I got it cut off, Joey, a lot of people made fun of me because I had a one little patch. They had to shave a little piece. They had to shave around the wart on the back of my head. And then they I said, is it cancer or what is it? And they were like, well, we're going to test it. They said, we need to snip off the wart. And it was big on the back of my head, if you guys remember this, if you've watched that far back. I don't know, it was maybe about that big around, maybe a little bigger. I don't honestly remember how big it was. It was pretty big. And there was hair growing around it, so they cut off the wart. And then they said, well, you're going to be bald in that one tiny little spot. And I said, will hair eventually grow back in that area? And they said, yeah, eventually. They said you have to give it time for the wound to heal after we cut the wart off. And so far, I've never had a wart on the back of my head ever again. And if you look, there's, you know, I've got all my hair, you know, in the back. So, for a time, I had one tiny little bald spot. Now, my dad only lost his hair once or twice, but he grew it back. Whenever he did all of his chemotherapy, of course, when you do chemotherapy, you either lose some of your hair or all of your hair, and my dad lost all of his hair. And then when he started to get better, my dad, unfortunately, went up and down. He'd be feeling really good, and then they thought they had almost licked it, and then it came back with a thunder, you know, unfortunately. And every time I was excited for my dad, I was like, oh, Dad, you licked it. You got it. My dad was, like, feeling pretty confident. And he's like, yeah, he goes, the doctor says I'm feeling better. I said, well, do you feel better? And he was like, yeah, I feel great. And then, so whenever he felt better, that's when his hair started to grow back. But then, like a year later, then it came back with a thunder, and I was like, fuck. Because cancer, you either have to get rid of all of it. If there's one tiny little speck of cancer, it'll grow like a fungus, and then it'll be back. And usually it comes back with a fucking force. And unfortunately it did, and took my dad. But But at least my dad had all of his hair and stuff. You know, we Fierces have pretty good genes. The only thing that sucks is once every 2 years I have to get checked, you know, for cancer. Because nothing against my dad, I just don't want that. You know, I don't think anyone wants that. You know, so I'm due probably in about the last time I got checked. I'm 40 now. You don't have to check it every year. You check it like every 2 years. So I'm 40 now. I think the last time I checked it, I was 38. So probably when I turn 41, so next year, I'll probably get checked. And it's a very simple procedure. They take 2 vials of blood, and then they check your blood levels. And if you have a certain amount of chromosomes, then you're fine, or something like that. That's the way they explain it to me. And if you don't have a certain amount, and they look for certain things, then they'll be like, oh yeah, you know you have it. But if you find out that you haven't, you know, you can lick it, you know, that fast, and you can take care of it, you know. So anyway, let's see. Oh shit, Vision says, you know what, Fears? Fuck that. I say Rebecca for prison. I mean, she does hit on you a lot, Visions. I mean, I can understand that. Plus, you've already got a lady, you know. I get sick and tired of calling her Mrs. Visions. I wish I knew her name, you know. Hopefully I'll get to, you know, because whenever I hang out with you, you know, buddy, one day, I'll be like, and your lady is who? I'm not going to call her, you know, Mrs. Visions the whole time, you know, so. But until, I mean, I feel rude. I'm like, I don't want to call her, like, your lady, you know. Like, I need to call her something. But anyway, I'll be right back because I can't get this fucking thing. While I was talking, I was, like, wiggling my tongue around. I was trying to get this. It's a piece of, like you know, a little piece of pineapple stuck in my fucking tooth. And I thought I could get it. And I can't get it. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Just go ahead and study the Force. Go ahead and study the Force. And I'll be right back. May the Force be with all of you. I need to change this. I need to scratch out the Force and may the bung, may the chung be with you. I mean, I should just take a knife and I should take the MacGyver knife and just scrape the shit out of this. And then on the side here, just write bung. I thought about it. I don't know. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Man, that was a pain in the ass. Oh my lord. It was. It was exactly what I thought it was. It was a piece of pineapple, like, stuck right here. And I had to take some mouthwash. And I mouthwashed it, and then I have some toothpicks. And I had to take a toothpick and finally got it out. Dr. Jenkins says, Fears, did you keep the wart? Why on earth would I want to keep a wart? No. The answer is no. Now, I'll be honest, Dr. Jenkins. My mom did keep some of my baby teeth. I don't have them. I know my mom's got them somewhere, but no, I don't have any of my body parts. I personally don't have any of my warts, or I've only ever had one wart. It was a big one, and I got it removed. I don't have the wart, because why would you keep it? I don't have any of my baby teeth, none of that. No. So, yeah. All right. let's do the first top 10 list. Here we go. I welcome any help, because apparently, according to Larry, I never finish a top 10, even though he's a fucking idiot, and every single time I've done a top 10, I finished it. So I don't know where the hell he's getting that from. I finish every single one, Larry. Every single one. Hilarious. All right, here we go. All right, let's do the top 10 nerds in movie history. All right, well, the first one, I gotta say, probably Leonard off The Big Bang Theory. So, Leonard. Let's see here. Probably Louis Skolnick from Revenge of the Nerds. So, yeah. So, Louis. I don't really know how you spell Skolnick. S-K-U-L-L. Skolnick. I think that's how you spell it. I would say Sheldon, too. Raj and Howard, I'll be honest, they're a little bit more cooler. Leonard and Sheldon are pretty nerdy. Howard and Raj, in my opinion, they're a little bit more cooler than Leonard and Sheldon. Leonard is an absolute nerd. Sheldon is the pinnacle of nerds. So, Sheldon. Okay, so that's 3. Let's see, what else? I would say Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean is a pretty big nerd. I mean, he doesn't wear glasses or anything, but I would consider Mr. Bean a pretty big nerd, in my opinion. So, Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean. Which, by the way, if you've never seen that British TV show, you have to see it. And you know what's funny is the Mr. Bean movies actually made more money than the actual TV show. The TV show only lasted, I think, 2.5 seasons. 2.5 seasons. Then they made 2 movies, but then Mr. Bean has done so many, like, commercials, and he's done so many videos on his YouTube channel that his popularity has gained. But I would say, I would consider him a nerd, Mr. Bean. Let's see here. Data. I would consider Data off of Star Trek Next Gen, even though he's a robot. Or I'm sorry, an android. Because of all of his technological babble and his knowledge, I would consider Data a nerd. So Data. Yo, what's up, Walter? What is up? Comic book guy. I don't know. Comic book guy. Oh, Joey, I think I know who you're talking about. He owns the comic book store in Big Bang Theory. I don't, what's his name? I know exactly who you're talking about. It's the guy that owns the comic book store where Leonard and Sheldon and Raj and Howard go. I just can't remember his fucking name. He went to art school and he oh, I can't think of his name. Anyway, Gilligan. I would consider Gilligan a big nerd off of Gilligan's Island. So, Gilligan. Let's see. Yo, J-Man, what's up? Hey, Fears, what's going on, my friend? Doing pretty good. Doing all right, you know. Doing okay. The last couple of months have been kind of rough with all this troll shit. Never-ending troll shit. But I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. I would say Donatello. Donatello off of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a big nerd. So, Donatello. You know, because he's the brainiac. He's the brainiac. I'll be honest, I like Donatello, but when I was a kid, well, even as an adult too, but as a kid especially, when I was a wee little fears, all I cared about was having fun. As an adult, I take care of all my responsibilities, of course, and then I have fun. So I related more to Mikey. Mikey, off of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, he was my buddy, he was my pal. And I'll admit it, when I was younger, it comes out sometimes as an adult, but it came out a lot when I was young. I also related to Raph because I got mad a lot when I was younger. I think it was because I was so frustrated, you know, trying to, you know, like when you're young, you know, you're trying to fit in, and then I had glasses, and then I got made fun of a lot, so it made me very angry, you know, and it was more out of frustration, you know, because then I would get over it, you know, within a day or two, and then I'd be happy-go-lucky fears. So I try to be happy-go-lucky fears as much as possible, because that's the best version of me that I think you guys like. Because you guys, well, I don't say everybody. Mostly everybody wants to see happy-go-lucky fears, you know. I know some people are like, oh man, I can't wait till he freaks out. Oh man, I can't wait to see him mad again. And we all know who those people are. Again, I'm trying to keep the peace, so I don't want to mention any names, but not everybody. Because I would be lying if I said, oh, everybody wants to see happy-go-lucky fears, and that's just not true. People love it when I get mad, you know. I don't like it, you know, because the blood pressure goes up. But anyway, and I try to keep the blood pressure down. All right, so let's see. Donatello was number 7, number 8, number 9, and number 10. All right, so I got 3 more. Let's see here. Oh, Steve Urkel, for sure. Steve Urkel he's a big nerd. So Steve Urkel. I mean, he was pretty nerdy, you know. He ate cheese. He had a bug collection. He wore the suspenders. He wore his pants, like, over his nipples, you know. Let's see here. I would say Clark Kent. Whenever he's not Superman, Clark Kent is pretty nerdy, you know. But then he turns into Superman, and then he's the ultimate. He's the, you know, let's see, what's the word? He's the pinnacle. He's the pinnacle of a superhero when he transforms into Superman. But before he transforms into Superman, Clark Kent is pretty nerdy. So, Clark Kent. Let's see, number 10. Oh, let's see here. What else? I'm having a hard time coming up with number 10 here. Let's see. Have you seen any good movies lately? I have, Jay, man. I'll tell you in a minute. And actually, I'm going to do some trailer reactions. Because when I was at work last night, my friend Sean told me about this crazy fucking documentary. And it sounds intriguing, though. So, he told me about 2. And I'm going to see if you guys have heard of these. So, I'm going to review them. I'm going to react to the trailers. Hopefully I can find the trailers. Let's see. One more nerd. Number 10. Oh, I would say Louis Skolnick. Oh, I'm sorry, not Louis Skolnick. I've already done that one. Louis Tully. Louis Tully out of Ghostbusters. You know, the nerdy accountant that takes care of all of the Ghostbusters finance accounts and all that. So, I didn't mean to say Louis Skolnick. I've already done that one. Louis Tully out of Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2. So, Louis Tully. All right. So, we've got Leonard, Louis Skolnick, Sheldon, Mr. Bean, Data, Gilligan, Donatello, Steve Urkel, Clark Kent, and Louis Tully. There we are. All right. J-Man, before I tell you guys the new movies that I've seen lately, I'm going to do real quick the top 10 camping supplies. I do miss camping. I have not been camping since before film school. It's been quite a long time. I remember me, my buddy, Eric, and Trent, and Jesse, Eric's girlfriend at the time, because now they're married. Trent's girlfriend at the time, now he's married to her, went. Tommy, my buddy Tommy in Missouri, me, our friend Kurt's girlfriend, which I don't remember her name. We all went camping right before I went off to film school, and that was a fun time. That was a really fun time. So, I think that's the last time I went camping. But, whenever you go camping, you need some essential supplies. So, I'm going to try and pinpoint the top 10 things that you would need. Number 1, food. You don't want to starve when you go camping, so food. Number 2, any type of knife. I always bring a pocket knife because because MacGyver's the fucking man. So I always bring me personally, I always bring a Swiss Army knife. So, because MacGyver's the fucking man, but any knife will do. So, survival knife, pocket knife. I'm gonna say Swiss Army knife. That's the one my dad had. That's the one I have. So, Swiss Army knife. If you want to go fishing, I always try and go fishing whenever I go camping. So, a fishing pole. Fishing pole / tackle box, fishing supplies, that all goes into that area. So, fishing supplies. Number 4, a tent. You have to have somewhere to sleep, so a tent. Let's see, number 5, number 6, number 7. Either matches to start a fire or a lantern or both, So, I'm going to say both because you need some source of light. So, matches, lantern. Let's see, number 7. Well, for me, I don't know about you guys, but no camping trip is a successful camping trip without roasting some marshmallows. Some mallows. So, marshmallows, some s'mores. So, s'more supplies. So, s'mores. Oh, yeah. That's one of the most funnest things to do on a camping trip is roast s'mores. So, yeah. Oh, shit. Dr. Jenkins says, you know what, Fears? You know what I always bring? I always bring some condoms. That's important, Don't be a fool. Wrap that tool. And some peanut butter. Oh, nice. I can only imagine what you would do with condoms and peanut butter. Do I really want to know? Not so much. If you have a woman, you know what? I'm going to put that one down. If you have a woman, yeah, bring some condoms, because having sex in the woods, Fears hasn't done it too many times. I've done it once or twice. Not in a long time, but I have had sex with a lady on a blanket in the woods twice. So I'm actually going to put that one down. Condoms. And then no camping trip is complete without booze. Let's see. Number 10, bug spray. That's very important. Bug spray. So, we've got booze, bug spray, condoms. I'll be honest, you don't really have to have that. I more or less put it on the list to be funny. And I thought it was funny that Dr. Jenkins put on there. If you do have a lady, then it is essential, you know. Condoms, s'mores, lanterns, matches, a tent, fishing supplies / fishing pole, any cutting tool, but I always bring a Swiss Army's knife, and then just basic food. So there it is. There it is. So, anyway, J-Man, to answer your question, yes, I've seen a couple of good movies lately. The last, like, good one that I are you talking about in the theater? I haven't went to the theater in quite a long time. So, if you're talking about the movie theater, it's been a while since I've been to the movie theater. I do need to get to the movie theater. I guarantee you it's not even in theaters anymore. Now, Visions, you said it was horrible, but I have to find out what happens, you know. I watched The Strangers, the very first one. Then I watched the sequel, and the sequel was pretty good. You know, they end up killing all the bad guys. Spoiler alert, sorry. But sometimes before the killers died, the killers killed some of the people, the innocent people. So, but mostly everybody lived, and they killed every single one of the killers. So, but I have to find out what happens in the prequel, you know? You're right, J-Man. I did forget about that. Hang on. I did. J-Man especially fears having Crohn's. Poop paper. I forgot poop paper. So, toilet paper, for sure. Toilet paper. There it is. Let's see. Well, I think you like a ton of stuff that I don't like and vice versa, so you may like it. This is true. But see, that's why everyone's different, you know? Like, you don't have to like everything that the Fears Man likes, obviously. That's what makes people different, you know? But we do have some similarities. We can agree that we both like horror movies, you know? That's a big thing that we have in common. We both like the Goonies, you know? I'm just stating a few things, you know? I'm not going to go through the whole list, but you do make a very valid point, but I've just got to find out what happens. Like, how did these three psychopaths, you know, like, in the sequel, it's so fucked up. Like, this woman's crying, and she like, almost kills that lady that wears the, she's got the long blonde hair. She's the weirdo that's always like, knock, knock, knock. Is Tara there? Oh, you fucking bitch, is Tara there? You know, and they're like, who the fuck is Tara, you know? And she's like, well, Tara, you know who Tara is. And then the people were terrified. They're like, no, we don't know who the fuck Tara is. What the fuck are you on about, you know? And then she puts on the mask and ends up, like, killing people. The girl goes to kill her, and there's blood, like, coming out of her mouth, and she's like, why are you doing this? And then she responds to the girl so cold-heartedly. She's like, why not? I'm like, why not? Because you're a fucking nutcase. You know? So, I don't know if I would... I'm kind of 50-50, Visions. The first one is the best. The Strangers one, when I saw that one, I was like, holy shit, this is fucking nuts. This is out of left field, you know? Plus, it's based on a true story, so that makes it even more fucked up. I'm like, holy shit, this actually happened to someone. What the fuck? Then they made the sequel, and the sequel's alright. I love that they end up killing all the killers. All the ones that wear all the fucked up masks and shit. Every single one of them die in a horrific way. So I'm kind of curious to see how they created the monster, you know? Which is a perfect trilogy in a horror movie. You create the monster, you see the monster in its prime, and then you see the monster get taken down, you know? So, yeah. I think they should have ended the Saw series at 3. Saw 1, you create the monster. Saw 2, he was killing all sorts of motherfuckers in Saw 2. And then the third one, Jigsaw finally dies. Perfect trilogy. So yeah. By the way, I did watch some more of that that Mother's Day, thing that you told me about, Visions. Man, that is some crazy, funny horror movie shit. She's like, "Oh, my sweet young boys, kill for mommy, kill for mommy." The guy in the fucking car, it's like some white piece of shit car thing, I can't remember. He gets his fucking head cut off. I mean, violently. Schnunk! Right off his fucking, right here. Nothing left. 0 left. He's gone. Oh my lord. I didn't watch all of it, but I tried to get through as much of it as I could. It's bloody. It's bloody. It's gory. It's nuts. Whew. That is one mean mother. "I love my boys. You must kill, kill, kill for mommy." "Oh, my sweet little boys." And I'm like, you are fucking one crazy biatch, It was nuts. It was pretty nuts. So anyway. I'm going to try and get through all of it, though, because I have to know what happens, So I have to find out. But you do make you do make a solid point. I don't know if it's still in theaters. It's been a while, I keep saying I want to go see it, but I don't know if it's still in theaters. If it isn't in theaters, I'll just wait. And my library always gets a new batch of fresh movies every single quarter, and they do have horror movies that you can check out at my library. So if my library has it, I'll check it out. If not, I'll just buy it and we'll have to watch it, and I'll get a little giggle out of it. And if it's dumb, then I'll just add it to the horror movie section down here. And I got some gems, man. I got some classic gems here. Urban legend right here. Visions, you've got to see. I'm not trying to pressure you. That shit, it's fucking terrible, but like in a funny way, The jock douchebag. I was like, I can't wait for this motherfucker to die. And he's like Joe Cool, and he's like, yeah, I can get 1,000 chicks and shit. And he's always like popping his collar and and going fucking ballistic. And then like the fucking killer calls him, and she's like, "Are you in the house?" The classic horror movie shit. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm in the house. I'm partying. I'm about to have sex with some hot chicks, man." And he's taunting the killer. And I'm like, "Oh man, you don't want to do that." I'm like, that is well, I don't know if it's rule number 1. It's definitely one of the rules. You do not taunt the killer. And he's like, "What? Oh my lord! An urban legend! Oh my god!" And then what happens? Well, I'm not going to tell you what happens, but he dies horrifically, but like in a funny way. So I cannot wait to go visit my family, visit my friends, and one of those days I'm going to hit V-Stock up. V-Stock is one of the best places to find those old, not just horror movie gems, those old, the only one that I regret buying from V-Stock, I thought Ski Patrol was going to be hilarious. I thought it was crap. It was garbage. Ski Patrol, I thought was going to be funny. Not only was it not funny, it was boring. It took me like 3 or 4 times to actually sit down and watch it so I could review it for you guys. And it wasn't funny, it was crap. So, that's the only one that I regret. But all the other ones, let's see. I bought Day of the Dead from V-Stock. I bought Return of the Living Dead Part 2 from V-Stock. I believe I got Demon Knights and Bordilla of Blood from V-Stock. Death Becomes Her, I believe, was from V-Stock. Not all of the Silent Night, Deadly Nights, but some of them. I think 1 and 2 were from... No. 3 through 5 was from V-Stock, and Silent Night 1 and 2 was from FYE. And then, let's see what else. I think Gremlins 2 was from Beast. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was from Beast Stock. Oh, Driving Dead End. That Australian one, Dead End Drive Massacre or whatever the hell it's called. That one was for sure from V Stock. As soon as I saw like the front cover, I was like, I don't know what the hell this is, but I can't wait to watch. And then I believe Silver Bullet, I think was from V Stock. Anyway, you get you get my gist though. You get my gist that some of them, I will admit, are so hard to find. Now, which ones are you talking about, Visions? You said some of those movies are hard to find for a reason. They stink. I know, but I love those shitty horror movies. Are you saying every single one that I found at V-Stock stink, or are the urban legend ones? Well, the first one doesn't stink. I mean, the first one was pretty damn funny, you know. I found out they made 2 and 3. Urban Legends 2 and 3. So I didn't know that. And I think they have... Oh, God, how many, let's see. They have... Urban Legend has 3. And, what's the fucking guy, he's got the hook, The Fisherman. The Fisherman out of, I Know What You Did Last Summer. I've never seen the third one. Someone told me that. I've seen the first one. He like kills people like in a small fishing town. The second one, he kills them on like some tropical island or some shit. I don't know. They get weirder and weirder as they go. Exhumed Vision says like Ski Patrol. Oh yeah, I agree with you. Ski Patrol was fucking terrible. Right here. Oh my God. Do not get this movie. It is fucking terrible. It's so terrible that Fears may just give it to someone, you know? I don't know if it belongs in the collection. I don't know if I can ever sit through it ever again. It was so fucking terrible. I don't know. It was garbage. And like look at it. From the look at it, it looks like it's going to be funny. I was like, all right. I said, you know what? I said, usually I get like sci-fi movies and action movies and horror movies from V-Stock whenever I come on vacation. And a few times when I've been here, I've bought things off of V-Stock's website. I'm telling you, you guys need to check it out. Even though it's in the Midwest, vstock.com. You find a whole bunch of movies on there. Really old movies that they've converted to 4K or Blu-ray. So good, man. I mean, really good. So I look at it, and I'm like, oh, man, this looks like it's going to be funny. And you know what it kind of reminded me of? You know, like the Police Academy movies? They have that artwork that are like, it looks like this, like Police Academy. So I thought, oh, it's going to be good. I sit down and watch it. This is one of the most terrible movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh! It was horrible. Crap. Garbage. Never watch that movie. You know what I should do? I should put it in my suitcase whenever I go and visit my mom and my brother and Enzo, my beautiful dog, my puppy, well, he's not a puppy anymore. My buddy, my pal. I should try and get my own damn money back. Just picture if Fears went into V-Stock. Hey, you fucking morons, you give my money back. And they're like, what the hell are you talking about, Fears? I'm like, exactly what I just said. You give me my fucking money back. You son of a bitch. This is fucking terrible. Give me my money back. They would probably go, Fears, you're out of your mind. That's nuts. That's not going to happen. And then I would be like, well, shit. So there it is. Anyway, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I don't know. It was terrible, though. So hopefully, whenever I go into Missouri, I find some really good ones. Some really. And I always bring I always bring the list to FYE, and I always bring the list on vacation with me. I just stick it in my backpack, and I need to rewrite the list because, man, this paper is getting old, you know? But there it is. But Randall said, I've really got to watch these old ones, like Class of 1984. He goes, Fears. He goes, that one's nuts. They did. They did, Visions. Vision says, you know what, Fears? I don't know if you should ever go back there. They cursed you with Ski Patrol. They did, man. But you know what? That's the only bad one I've ever found there, Visions. Like, I found Return of the Living Dead 2. And you know what? Oh, no, I do regret not buying one. It looked hilarious. I don't know why I passed on it. The Surf 2. The Surf 2. I should have got Surf 2. But anyway. So, yeah. Anyway, it's like that movie It Follows. They had to pass the curse on to you to get it away from them. I've never seen It Follows. Now it's your turn. I do. I got to get rid of this, man. Well, either I'll get rid of it or it'll just stay on the shelf and I'll never watch it ever again. But I mean, like I was saying, pretty much this section and half of this is all my action sci-fi adventures that have a black cover. Mostly down here is nothing but like horror movies and sci-fi and a lot of my horror movies with steel books and all that stuff. But I'm telling you. But I want a full report, Visions. Watch. I know you said you've been busy, so I'm not trying to rush you. So do it whenever you want because you're my buddy. And, you know, you can make your own decisions. But watch Urban Legend. And I want a full report because I sat down there. I was laughing so hard. I was so red in the face. Randall called me the same night. He goes, Fears, what the fuck are you laughing at? I'm like, this stupid fucking Urban Legend shit. And he goes, oh, God, Fears, are you still on that? I said, I am. I said, it's fucking hilarious. It's so hilarious that there's so many plot holes in it, and it's so predictable, it's beyond belief. It is so predictable. Anyway, I'm not going to go on and on about it, but whenever you do see it, let me know. Because it was, I could not, the front cover of the movie alone, it's like some trench coat. And I'm like, why the fuck is this idiot wearing a trench coat in the film? In the film, there's not one ounce of like snow. It's either raining in the film or it's like 95-degree weather and the sun's out. And I'm like, why the fuck is this idiot wearing a trench coat with like a hood with a little tassel, like poofy things, you know, the fur on it? I'm like, that killer must be so damn hot in that fucking trench coat. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But, you know, there it is. So J-Man, I'm going to get back to your original question. Give me a second. Because I'm on a riff here. Because you guys know how much I love horror movies. So hopefully when I go to V-Stock, the last time I went, because they know me by name in V-Stock in Missouri, I came in, it was like the second or third day, I think, of the... Oh, no. The last time I went there was the very last part of my trip, because most of that trip was for my grandma's funeral. So, I think it was like the last day of the trip, or the second to last day trip. I came in, and they said, oh, Fears, they said, you came in at the right time. And I said, oh, why's that? And they said, well, we just replenished, like, all of our Blu-ray section and all of our 4K section. I was like, really? I'm like, nice. And I said, any like really old ones that you guys have converted over to Blu-ray? And he's like, oh yeah. He goes, we put a whole bunch of, 70s movies and 80s and 90s, all that shit that you love. And I said, okay, cool. And I cleaned house. So I'm hoping to clean house whenever I come, in a couple of months to Missouri. So I'm looking forward to it. So anyway. But J-Man, to answer your question, I haven't seen a lot of movies in the theater, but I've been seeing a lot of good ones you know, on the wall. Which, by the way, before I end the stream, which will be not for a while because I still got a lot of stuff to talk about, but before I forget, let's go to the wall and pick something that I can watch tonight. Let's see. Let's see here. I think I'm going to go with a Steelbook tonight. You know what? Let's go with Anaconda. Let's go with Anaconda. Let's go. There it is. So Anaconda is the watch tonight. It's got Ice Cube in it. It's got Ice Cube. There he is. And it looks like he's getting killed. So it's been a long time since I've seen Anaconda. So not really a horror movie, kind of more of a monster movie. More of a monster movie. So there we are. All right. But when I get a chance, J-Man, either when I go to Missouri, I'm going to try to go to the theater because I have a friend that still works at a movie theater in Missouri, and he always hooks me up with like free movie tickets. So if I do go see a movie, it's going to be at my friend's movie theater, at my friend's movie theater in Missouri, and I'll keep you guys updated. But I haven't went to the movie theater here in Florida in a while. Vision says, nice. It is. It's an oldie. It's an oldie for sure. But it's a goodie. I have not seen this one in quite a long time, my friends. So, yeah. Anyway. Let's continue on. I have to watch the trailer for this, It Follows. Vision's brought it up, so let's watch this, shall we? And then there's two others. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this. My friend was like, "Oh, Fears, this is right up your alley. You've got to watch this." And my friend Sean was talking about it last night at work, and he was like, "Fears, oh my God, man." He goes, "You got to watch this fucking documentary." And I was like, "A documentary?" He goes, "Well, it's kind of a movie/documentary. He goes, it's based on actual facts." And he goes, "And some of the facts, they know kind of what happened, and the other part of the story, they don't know what the fuck happened." And I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this. I guess it was in the 70s and 80s this happened. These four or five teenagers were working at this burger joint. And I've never heard this story. I don't know. Let me know in the chat if you guys have heard this story. And I guess they were closing up the burger joint, and apparently someone had broken into the burger joint, and they don't know if they murdered the employees at the burger joint first and then stole all the cash, because the next day or 2 days later, they found the money from the cash register missing, and then they were like, well, how the fuck did all the burger employees get so far out in the woods, you know? And some of them had been killed by a gunshot wound, some of them had been stabbed, some of them had been strangled. And I was like, I looked at my friend Sean last night, I was like, no, I've never. And he goes, "Fears, trust me." He goes, "It is a horror movie, but it's a horror movie that's real/documentary. And I said, "So what is it?" I said, "Is it them recreating the events?" He goes, "It's a mixture." He goes, "They recreate the events that they know what happened." He goes, "Because they don't really know the entire story, because it's a crime, you know, it's a crime, and the case is still open." And he goes, "So the best way to describe it, Fears, it's like half them recreating the scenes, kind of like Unsolved Mystery style, but then they brought in real people like the parents and said, 'Oh yeah, my daughter worked at this burger joint,' and blah 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 blah." So I said, it's kind of like half a movie, half a documentary. And he goes, "Fears, you're telling me you've never heard of that story?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, did it really happen?" He goes, yeah, it really happened in the 70s and 80s. And I was like, that does seem interesting. I'm sorry that all those people died at that burger joint, but I'm curious. Then another one, my friend Sean told me about. It's a new horror movie. It comes out in October, and it's basically like half a time travel movie, half a horror movie. This girl accidentally travels through time to when her mother was like in college, and this girl's in college, and her mom didn't get killed, but she almost got killed by some serial killer in the 80s. And pretty much before she graduated college, her mom was like staying in a cabin in the woods, a typical horror movie situation. And this guy like killed all of her mom's friends, and then she has to go back into time. And I was like, that's interesting. And I said, what, try to save her mom and save her friends? And he's like, yeah. He goes, Fears, I'm telling you, he goes, it's that 80s shit quality slasher garbage that you love. And I can't remember the name of it, but I'm going to try and find it. Because he's like, Fears, you've got to do a trailer reaction, and you've got to get this movie, or go and see it in the theaters when it comes out in October. He either said October or September. So I was like, okay. I'll definitely have to check that out. What's up, Walter? Walter says, hey, Fears. Hey, Fears, I'm back. Did I miss anything? You didn't miss much. We were just... Oh, excuse me. I keep burping. You didn't miss much. We were just talking about horror movies. And I'm about to watch the trailer for It Follows. So, yeah. Walter says, It Follows is good, Visions. And then Vision says, it is. I just saw it for the first time a year or two back. Oh, nice. Okay. So, all right. So let's watch the trailer, because I've never heard of It Follows. But if it's that good, I will add it to the list. So, let's see. It Follows trailer. Let's see here. Oh, okay, so it's not too old. It says... Oh, wait, is this a remake? Because it says It Follows official trailer 2015. Okay, so... is it a remake, or it just came out, or is it just like a one and done type of thing? I don't know. Oh, and then they made It Follows 2, and that comes out 2024. Oh, okay, so, oh wow, they've already got the fucking sequel out. Oh my lord. Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Well, that's not good, you know, because you think the monster is done in part 1, and then it comes back and It Follows part 2. So yeah, Vision says some people want to get fouled. They call it bug chasers. This is true. This is true. All right, let's watch this. Oh, and it's the typical horror movie. It's always some dumb blonde girl, you know, or some, you know, dumb jock guy. And the trailer image has some girl going like that, and she's got blonde hair. So, but they could throw a curveball. Every once in a while, the girl is smart, but it's always some dumb blonde girl crawling to safety. Oh, God, please help me, you know. And the killer is like, no, you're a bitch. I'm going to kill you in about 8 seconds. So, let's see what happens. Here we go.
Every time I needed a new phone, I had to switch carriers.
I told him, at Verizon, everyone can get that iPhone 15 on them.
Now that I got a huge storage and battery upgrade, I'm officially done switching.
New and existing customers get iPhone 15 on us when they trade in any iPhone. Verizon.
Let's see here. Let's see here. I haven't done a trailer reaction in a while, so I'm a little nervous because I've never heard of It Follows. So, will it be worthy to add to the list? We'll find out. We'll find out.
I used to daydream about being old enough to go on dates. I had this image of myself holding hands with a really cute guy, driving along some pretty road. It's never about going anywhere, really. It's having some sort of freedom, I guess.
Oh, making out in the car. That is a no-no in horror movies, but they always do it. So far, it's very predictable. A guy and a girl making out in the back seat of a car. Oh my lord, what happens next?
Jay, you awake? You're not gonna believe me, and I need you to remember what I'm saying. This thing, it's gonna follow you. Somebody gave it to me, and I passed it to you.
Oh, man.
Wherever you are, it's somewhere walking straight for you.
Oh, no, it's gonna be passed to me. Oh, shit.
Is pass it along to someone else.
Let's see here.
I'm scared. I need to find him.
What did he really do to you?
Apparently, he used a fake name to rent a house in the city.
This isn't real, I swear to you, this is just some game. If it kills her, it gets me. And goes straight down the line.
So far, I'm 50-50. This is not, I don't know. No offense to anyone. This is not your typical horror movie type of thing that Fears is into, but I'm curious. I'm interested. So, I may watch it. I definitely am interested.
Started in. What exactly is supposed to be following you?
I don't know.
Something happened. It's not what she thinks, okay?
You don't believe me.
Mom?
No, it's me. Everything's okay.
Oh!
Make it look like someone you know?
I don't know what that was, but it was like really tall, and it had like black consecutive circles around its eyes, or I don't know, maybe it was eyeless. Oh man, that kind of made me jump a tiny bit because it was right behind the chick, and he like appears in the darkness, and I don't know. Oh Lord, Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. That made Fears jump a little bit. A little bit. Oh, man.
Or it could be a stranger in a crowd. Whatever helps it get close to you.
I'm 50-50 on this one. I definitely am intrigued. So I'm not making fun of the movie, but I guess it came out a long time ago. It says It Follows 2015. I've never heard of it, but it definitely looks... I don't know if it's worthy enough to make it to the list, but I may watch it one day, because I definitely am curious. I definitely am curious. So, yeah. All right, let me get back to the chat, and then I'm going to try and find those two movies that my friend was talking about. Have you guys ever heard Walter Visions? Anyone? Have you guys ever heard of that story? I guess it really happened. It really happened. Those, like, 4 or 5 burger employees, they're working, and apparently they got abducted and then killed, and then their bodies were, like, in the wood. Apparently it's a real event. But my friend Sean was telling me about it. I thought he was, like, not really making it up. I thought it was just some old horror movie that he was talking about. And he's like, no, Fears. He goes, it's a real case that they made it, like, into a bio type of movie. And I was like, oh, man. So I was like, damn. But if you guys have ever heard of that, it's like 4 or 5 people are, like, closing up a burger joint, and apparently they got robbed, and then they either shot and killed them or strangled them or whatever in the burger joint, and then disposed of the bodies like in the woods, or they killed them out in the woods. My friend Sean didn't tell me the whole. He just kind of gave me the 10-second version of it. So yeah, let me catch up with the chat here. Oh man, I need to catch up here. I'm getting behind. Let's see here. Vision said I saw it for the first time a year or two ago. You know it. Let's see. You and your dark humor, Visions. Magic Johnson. You need to learn to screen share. I do, because I'm basically just telling you guys what I see. Let's see, Freddie Mercury. Let's see, Betty White. Let's see. That was too far, Visions. That woman was a national treasure. She is. Betty White was like really nice. You know, I would have loved to have met her one day. I remember when I was a wee little Fears. I used to watch The Golden Girls with my grandma. So, that's one sitcom I gotta get. Man, I haven't seen The Golden Girls in forever. So, yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Walt Disney, Mrs. Gump, Jenny, Mike Brady. I don't know what you guys are on about. I guess Anthony Perkins, too, dressing up like mommy will take you down a dark... Oh, okay, I was like, what are you guys on about? That is some crazy horror movie shit, you know. Well, you know where they got that idea from, Visions? They got Psycho. The actual idea for Psycho was that serial killer, like in Plainfield, Wisconsin, Ed Gein. That guy was a sick motherfucker. He would, like, cut people's skulls open and, like, drink soup out of the top of their skulls. And he would have sex with, like, dead bodies and all sorts of crazy shit. And that's what because of Ed Gein, they got the idea for Psycho and for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Was because of Ed Gein. That guy was a sick motherfucker. Damn. And then he would, like, sleep with, like, his dead mother and, like, comb his dead mother's hair. I don't know. All sorts of crazy shit. I don't know. Walter says, hey, you know what, Fierce? I had a fling with Betty White. That's not true. That's not true, Walter, but that is funny. What if you actually had a fling with Betty White? I'd be like, wow. Congratulations. So, yeah. Anyway. I'm going to try and find that other movie that I was talking about. I don't remember what it was called, but my friend was telling me it's like a real movie / bio movie / documentary about 4 or 5 burger joint employees. And it's a real case. And I guess they're telling their story, and I guess they're, like, telling the actual facts of what they know, because they don't know the whole story, because nobody was around. And then when people found their bodies, like, 2 or 3 days later, then, like, the cops were like, well, we have to piece this together. So I wish my friend would have told me the name of the bio movie, but I'm going to try and find it on YouTube. So, burger joint murders trailer. Oh, there it is. It's called the Speedway Murders official trailer, and apparently, like in the 70s, they were closing up, and it's based on actual events. I guess, like, from what my friend told me, my friend Sean said they were closing up, and either someone broke in and stole the money. So it's more of a documentary / biopic, you know. That's the way it's described on YouTube. So my friend Sean was like, "Oh, Fears, I can't believe you've never heard of this, like, crime." And I was like, "I've never heard of this." And he goes, "Oh yeah," he goes, "It was a big crime that happened." He said, it was a big crime that happened in the 70s and 80s. He goes, it was a bunch of, like, teenage college kids, like, working at this burger joint, and they said they don't know if they got robbed and then killed, or if the people came in, killed them, grabbed the money, and then hid their bodies, like, in the woods. But the bodies ended up in the woods. So, yeah, and thank God I found it. But Sean couldn't remember the name. He goes, Fears, just write in burger joint murders on YouTube and you'll find it. So I never have heard of this, but it's like he said it's a bio movie / documentary, and I was like, that's it. I said, they never caught the killers? And he goes, no. He goes, they never caught the killers. He goes, the case is still open. And I was like, damn. I said, 1, I feel bad for their family, and 2, that's wild. And it's creepy. It's wild, it's creepy. That's very unsettling, you know. Hopefully nothing like that happens to any of my friends or my family. That is some crazy, Shit. That's nuts. So anyway, that's nuts. But it's called the Speedway Murders. I guess the burger joint was called the Speedway. I don't know. But it takes place in, it says, in the small, gritty town landscape of 1978 in Indiana, at the Speedway Burger Joint, unravels a mystery surrounding 4 teenagers that work at the burger joint, and they end up disappearing, getting killed. All the money's gone from the cash registers. So let's watch this real quick.
Anyone want to start? We should get every detail right.
I mean, that's horrible that it happened, but I'm curious to. I can't believe they never, solved the murder. That's nuts. I mean, if they solved every single mystery, then we wouldn't have. Me and my dad used to love sitting down watching unsolved mysteries, but that's terrible. Those people weren't doing anything wrong. They were just, trying to make a living, working at the burger joint, and then all of a sudden, I don't know how many psychos, but a bunch of psychos came in and killed all these, teenagers or college kids or whatever. That's nuts. That's insane. Let's watch this.
Supposed to end.
Let's see.
On November 17th, 1978, 4 employees of the Burger Chef restaurant in Speedway, Indiana.
Oh, Burger Chef. Burger Chef. That's what it was called. Okay.
Abducted.
Oh, here we go. A gripping documentary of a twisted true crime story. Oh, damn. That's nuts.
The bodies of Jane C. Fried, Mark Clemens, Daniel R. Davis, and Ruth E. Shelton have been discovered late this afternoon.
I'll be honest. That's creepy. That is creepy, man. I don't know. This may be too creepy for Fears to watch. I'm a weenie when it comes to some things, especially if it's real, man. Oh, man. That's nuts. Just to think, you could be working at your job and all of a sudden some fucking nutcase comes in, and just kills you for no apparent reason. That's nuts, man.
You're supposed to find the bad guys. That's the way the movie's supposed to end.
The Speedway.
So I think it's a mixture. It's a mixture, in the description, because that woman that was just talking was one of the mothers of the teenagers. So I guess it's a mixture of a bio movie where they recreate scenes and then they cut to them actually interviewing the real people. So it's half a bio movie, half a documentary, is what I'm getting from this.
Police, they fumbled and bumbled that case all the way to hell.
Somewhere, somebody knows what happened.
Oh, man. This is nuts.
Hey, Mama. I was just wondering if I could stay back to...
I'll be honest. I'm getting, I'm not freaked out, but man, that's creepy. That is some creepy... a cold shiver went down my back. I don't know. That's some creepy shit, man. Oh, man. That is fucking nuts. Oh, man.
Ruth was 30 days away from being 18.
See, that's terrible. That's tragic. She was about to be 18, and then she gets murdered. That's terrible.
Work, I'ma meet them. Black kids don't walk by themselves in Speedway at night.
I wonder if something was going down that Jane was worried about. Maybe she was afraid of something.
My paranoia started with the murders. It put a lot of fear in every...
I'll be honest, I've never heard. I mean, well, it did happen before my time. I was born in 1983, and this happened in the 70s. But let me know. I'm going to finish the trailer. I'm not ignoring you guys. I will get back, to the chat. Let me know in the chat have you guys ever heard of this true crime story? I've never heard of this until my friend Sean told me about it last night at work. And he's like, Fears, he goes, I'm honest that you've never heard about this. He goes, with all the horror movies that you watch, he goes, this is a true horror story. I said, yeah, but I said, Sean, it happened in the 70s. I said, I wasn't born until 1983, October 28th, 1983. So the same year that they filmed Ghostbusters, in 83, and it came out in 84. And he goes, yeah, but Fears, he goes, with all the horror movies you've seen, you've seen a lot. I said, well, not just horror movies. I said, I've seen a lot of movies across the grid. Musicals, documentaries, sci-fi, alien movies, TV shows, all sorts. I said, the Fears man has watched a lot. So he's like, that's my point, Fears. He goes, and you're telling me you've never heard of this true crime story? I was like, no, I've never heard of it. So let me know if you guys have heard of this, because this is a new one on me. All right, let's finish it.
Body.
How many of you went to the burger chef?
2 in a car, 2 in a blue van. I will never forget that van.
When the shots rang out, Jane and Mark bolt.
A 6-day bombing spree rocked the town of Speedway. If it's drug-related, it's Brett Kimberlin.
I think he's evil.
I'd say 6 foot, had a beard.
A single file lineup kit.
He looked like Jeffrey.
We have pertinent
There was
information.
a crew of 5 guys robbing all the burger chefs.
It's not fair. It's time that the families have some measure of resolution and closure.
If you did talk, then something bad would happen to you.
Man.
It's been a true secret that I've held for 40 years.
That is creepy. But I think I gotta watch this because I do like bio movie. It's like a bio movie, but I also enjoy documentaries. But I'm curious to find out what happened. I mean, I've never heard of this, so I'm going to add it. Even though it's super fucking creepy. It's super creepy. Oh my lord. Alright, so the Speedway murders. I've never heard of this. But we'll see if it's any good. That's terrible that it happened to, to them. But man, that's terrible. Terrible. All right, let me get back to the chat. And then before I get back to the chat, I don't remember the name of the last one. If you guys know what I'm talking about, my friend Sean also told me it's like half a comedy, half a time travel movie, and half a horror movie. And it's supposed to come out this October. And he's like, Fears, he goes, this has got your name written all over it. He goes, you love time travel movies. I'm like, I do. He goes, you love futuristic movies. And I said, yeah, but it's not in the future. It goes back into the past. He goes, whatever, Fears. He goes, you're a big maniac when it comes to Back to the Future. And I said, yeah. And he goes, it's got that Back to the Future vibe / people die in it, so horror movie. He goes, it's a mixture of both. I'm going to try and find it. He goes, and it takes place in the 80s. And I was like, okay. So we'll figure it out. So yeah. All right, let's see. Let's go back. All right, I left off on Geo dudes. What's up? Walter said that happened where I'm from. Oh, I didn't know that you were from Indianapolis, Walter. Oh, that's cool. Oh no, wait. I remember you telling me about that. I just forgot, Walter. Excuse me. I apologize. That's cool. That's cool that you're from Indianapolis. That sucks that it happened there. I mean, that's super crazy and creepy. And it was out of nowhere. Like, hey, we're closing the burger joint. We're just trying to make a living. We're working at the burger joint. And then all of a sudden, whoever came murdered those 4 teenagers. That's nuts. And insane. That's crazy. What's up, Geo dudes? You should pick up Fire in the Sky. It's a movie about alien abduction that happened in Arizona. Oh, wow. Again, I've never heard of that one. I will have to do a movie review. A movie watch on that before I end the stream. Remind me. Because, Fierce, I'll be honest, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I do forget things. So if I forget to do it, remind me. What up, Geo dudes? Okay, so Walter's heard of this. Burger Chef Murders. Fire in the Sky rules. Really creepy. Oh, is it really that creepy? Oh, man. Oh, Lord. I do like alien movies. I mean, Alien 1, hello. Alien 2, fucking mind-blowing, epic. Now, I will be honest, Alien 3, it's alright. Alien 4, Alien 5, Alien Covenant, oh my god, they were fucking terrible. But Alien 1, Alien 2, movie history, man. Alien 1 and Alien 2 were so good. Let's see. Geodude says, I visited the supposed spot where it took place. It was very unsettling. Well, I could imagine, if you know, whether you believe in aliens or not. Here's my thing on aliens. You would be, I'm not calling anyone an idiot. I'm saying you would be an idiot if you believed that only plants, animals, and humans exist in the universe. The universe is quite big, my friends. You know, we're like a little ant on Earth in a massive universe. I'm sure there's something alive out there. We don't really know what, but I'm sure a different species, an alien, whatever. So I can only imagine that it was unsettling, Jason, you know? Like, did it happen? Did someone really get abducted? Is it fake? Did it not happen? Did it really happen? We don't know. One of the most creepiest alien abduction stories that I've ever heard. I know some of you guys are fans of Unsolved Mysteries. Me and my dad used to watch Unsolved Mysteries. And one of the most creepy stories is like 4 or 5 guys. They were all buddies, and they went to college together. And before college got done, they went on a camping trip somewhere in the Alabaster Mountains. I think that's why it's called the Alabaster Abduction or something. And they didn't make a movie about it, but they wrote a book about it. But they recreate the scenes, and man, that was some creepy shit. They're building a campfire because they wanted to do some night fishing. So they build the fire, and this fire was like massive, you know, so they wouldn't lose the spot, you know, their campfire. You know, it was a signal fire basically. If they got lost on the river, they're like, oh, where's our campsite? Oh, okay, well, I see the fire. It's right there. They set out on the lake, and they're fishing. And as they're fishing, in Unsolved Mystery, it said that a white light appeared over them, and some guy took the flashlight and kind of like sent off like an SOS signal on the flashlight. And the thing actually responded, and the light got bigger, and then they were like, oh, shit. Like, we didn't think we'd get, like, a response. And they said in the canoe, they started, like paddling, you know, to get back on land. And then they said the last thing they remember is almost getting to land. And then the next thing they remember, they're on land, all of them sitting in the canoe, and the canoe was on land, looking up as this spacecraft flew away. And I was like, holy shit, that's fucking creepy. And then they had nightmares of them like laying on a table, and these, I guess, aliens or creatures or whatever you want to call them, taking, like, grafting their skin and taking like skin samples and urine samples and blood samples and semen samples, and every time they tried to leave, like, the aliens would tell them telepathically, like, you mustn't resist. We're not here to hurt you. We're doing all these tests to learn about you, and don't move, and you'll get back safe and sound. And even if they did come to learn, you're still getting violated. Did I tell you that Fears wants to give you any, you know, skin grafts of mine? No, leave my skin alone. Did I say you could have any parts of my semen or my blood? No. Leave my blood alone. You know, the blood, blood is meant to stay inside the body. So I would feel violated if something like that happened. But you guys get the point. That is the most creepiest abduction story I've ever heard of in my life, which was on Unsolved Mystery. And it's one of the greatest episodes. I remember that episode, I think I was like 8 or 9 when I watched it, because me and my dad used to watch it all the time, and a cold shiver went down my back, and I didn't say it out loud, but I remember going, man, that was creepy. That was nuts, you know. Fire in the Sky. I definitely will watch it, but I'm trying to get through all these comments. So I can understand, Jason, why it was unsettling, because there's a lot of places like that in Arizona. I'll be honest, the only one that I went to, well, I didn't actually go to, I got close to it. Area 51. I got close. I took a picture in front of the sign when me and Eric were on our way to Las Vegas. But I didn't go to any alien sighting places in Arizona, because we were always so busy with film school. I didn't even make it to the Grand Canyon. I made it to Flagstaff. Me and a buddy went skiing in film school. Him and his girlfriend were going skiing, and he said, "Hey, Fears, we got you a date." And I was like, "Nice." And so me and my date met up with my buddy and his girlfriend. We all went skiing in Flagstaff, and I had never been skiing. I was like, "There's snow in Arizona?" And he's like, "Yeah, Fears, because Flagstaff is way the fuck up there." And we went skiing, but I never got to the Grand Canyon. I wish I would have. Maybe one day. So let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. We do really need screen. I know, eventually we will. Screen share would make it so much better. We're just watching Fears' face. I know. You're getting my reaction, so I apologize. Have you done the top 10 alien movies? I've done the top 10 horror movies. I don't think we've ever done, have we? I don't think so. I'll write it down, Walter. I'll write that down for, I don't think so. I don't think we've done the top 10 alien movies. I don't think. But if I'm wrong, let me know. But as far as I can remember, Walter, I don't think we've done that. So for tomorrow, top 10 alien movies. Because there's a lot of good ones. Alien 1, Alien 2, Predator, E.T., ring any bells? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see. I used to date a chick, and her nickname was the Grand Canyon. Well, that was actually pretty good. It was unexpected. I'm not saying, Walter, you're not funny. Just, I was reading all the comments, and all of a sudden I looked down. Hey, Fears. The way you said it was like, well, not really the way you said it. The way you typed it was like real nonchalant. Hey, Fears, guess what? I used to date this really hot smoking chick. And, like, she would always have, like, her legs open, so the Grand Canyon. And I was like, yeah, I know what you're doing. I know exactly what you're doing. That was pretty hilarious. That was good. That was really good. That made my day, Walter. That was pretty funny. That was a little giggle. All right. Let's watch this. Let's watch this Skyfire movie. Whatever you guys are talking about, because I've never heard of it. All right, Skyfire. Skyfire trailer. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, I thought this one was old. This one just came out. 2021 disaster movie, Skyfire. Okay. All right. Oh, Fire in the Sky. Excuse me. My bad. Fire in the Sky. I'm getting a little tired. My bad, Visions. I was like, yeah, it's supposed to be an old horror movie. All right, Fire in the Sky. I've never heard of this one. Fire in the Sky trailer. Okay, here we go. Oh, Lord. This guy's got like a sack on him. And he's got his mouth open. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. From the thumbnail, it's like some plastic sack that they got around this guy. This guy's like trying to breathe. Oh, man, this looks nuts. Oh, Lord. All right, let's watch this. It's not too old. It says Fire in the Sky 1993 official trailer. So it's old, but it's not like super old. All right, here we go.
How does it think? What makes it move?
I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous.
Why does it breathe? Questions anyone would ask about a man if they'd never seen one before.
Okay.
So for 5 days, a man was borrowed. 5 other witnesses told.
Oh, wow.
It was so unbelievable, so unimaginable, that it has become the most famous case of UFO abduction ever reported.
Oh man, that sack, he's like screaming back and forth, and it's like this clear sack, and his mouth is open. I'm not scared, but it just looks a little, I don't know, it makes my stomach a little unsettling. Unsetting, you guys know what I'm saying. Whew. He's on this table, and he's just like jerking back, and I don't know. Sometimes fears can handle stuff, and then other times, it just depends on certain things, where my stomach gets a little queasy. I will say it does look good. I mean, I'm intrigued. I mean, I think I have to add this to the list. I mean, this looks good. I'm being honest. And it's based on a true story. So it's not really a horror movie. It's more of an abduction, alien abduction movie. And it's based on a true story. Or is it, you know? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Fire in the Sky. No, I've never heard of this one. I've never heard of it. Well, that's going on the list. That is going on the list. Where'd my pen go? Let's see here.
What can you do with sensitive skin?
All right. Let's see. I'm running out of room. Fire. Oh, did I run out of ink? Hang on. Oh, there we go. Fire in the Sky. All right, I got it. It's right there. So I got the Speedway murders and then Fire in the Sky right there. All right. I think when I get home from my trip, I may just retype the list, because that paper, because I keep refolding it, it's got quite a crease in it, and it's getting quite old. But I am getting better at getting to some of these movies on the list. One of the best ones on here, I think Pixel told me about it, is I've seen the remake. I've seen the remake of Death Race with that big, like, hardcore, crazy British motherfucker actor. He's, like, super strong, and he's mean. I'm sure he's a nice guy in real life, but he plays a lot of mean characters. Jason Statham or whatever. The remake of Death Race it's fucking fantastic when I watched that one. But, oh no, Randall told me about Death Race 2000. I want to get that one on Blu-ray. Hopefully I can find it at V-Stock. I really want to watch that. And it's Death Race 2000. That's what it's called, but it was made in 1970. So it's an old one, but where there's a will, there's a way. Fierce will find it. I will find it. All right. You could always just put them in your notes on your phone. I could do that. You know, that's a good idea, Walter. That is. It's just easier sometimes. I just pull out the list when I go to these places, and I'm like, hey, do you have, such and such? But yeah. Way easier. That's true. That is. I may just do that. Or just keep the list on my computer, right? Type it all up and then just take a picture. Take a picture of the list and then just put it on my phone, and then just pull out my phone and go, hey, have you seen this? Bam, right there, That's also true. That's also true too, Visions. So both things, Exactly, Walter. Then you could just erase it. I mean, I should just do that. I mean, that's like I said, look how old this thing is. I think I started typing it, and then tons of my fans, you guys included, was like, Fears, I can't believe you've never heard of this. I can't believe you've never seen this. Oh, you got to add this one to the list. And I'm like, what the hell is that? I've never heard of it. Fears, trust me, add it to the list. And I'm like, okay, I'll add it. And so I just kept, writing, so. You guys do make very good points. I should just put it in my phone. So I will get to work on that, my friends. But until I do, I'll bring the list with me. But I will. You're carrying a piece of paper like it's 1996. This is true. But you know how Fears is. I'm very old school when it comes to some things, and I'm like technology. I'll give you an example. Technology. I love it when it works. If it doesn't work, it bugs the absolute shit out of me. I'm like, how does this fucking thing work? But I will say I've been getting better. Sometimes I don't like change. Sometimes change is good. Other times, I still listen to music. I've still got a CD player in the Fearsmobile. I've never bought an iPod. Never, not once. Never bought an iPod. I do have iTunes on my laptop, so whenever I'm editing a video, I listen to my music. I don't know. Some people are like, Fears, how can you have music blasting and edit? It's just my process. I mean, every once in a while I'll stop so I can hear what I'm saying in the vlog. But as soon as I make the edit, I turn the music right back on, and I don't know, it's just, I've been getting the editing bug back, I had a long talk with Walter, and he was like, Fears, you should just keep editing, man. He goes, fuck what these people say. And I was like, very true. And, Walter, I hope you don't mind me saying this, you said, Fears, whenever I took a vacation, I don't remember the word you said, it rejuvenated you, I guess, is the word, and I was like, if anyone needs a rest, it's the Fears, man. I don't show it a lot. It's hard for me to talk to you guys sometimes about my feelings and my emotion and the stress I get from the stress online with all the idiots, making fun of me, and other stresses from off camera, because you guys only see, this, but I try not to, I do my best. I try not to make you guys worried, I have a lot of fans that actually care about me, actually give a damn about me. They're like, yeah, man, we feel bad for Fears. I always imagine it's like probably 50-50. Half of everyone is like, just deal with it, Fears. And that half is the trolls, just deal with it, internet hate, blah, blah, blah. And then the other half is the loyal fans saying, man, Fears gets a lot of shit. I feel bad for the guy. He's not a bad guy. I wish people would just leave him alone. So, even though I don't say that, it's probably 50-50. Half of everyone's like, I hope Fears figures it out. I hope he finds a girl. I hope he just ignores, the hate. I hope things get better for the guy. He's not a bad guy. I've never done anything wrong in my life, Yeah, I've made a few tiny little mistakes here and there, but nothing like catastrophic, But then all the other ones are like, no, like we love that Fears gets mad. We love to make Fears suffer. We love that Fears is so stressed out of his mind. We all know who those people are. I'm not going to mention any names, but we all know. So it's 50-50. But, yeah, Walter, you do make a very good point. I need to get rid of a piece of paper. This ain't 1980s anymore. The last time I was in, not the last time I was in Missouri, because it was for my grandma's funeral. The last time I was in Missouri for something good, I had dinner with my Aunt Donna, and she invited my mom and my brother and everybody, and one of my little cousins, I think he's like 13, 14, I had to ask him, I'm like, do you guys still use lockers in high school? And he was like, well, we do, but we don't put any books in them. I said, well, what do you mean? And he said, oh, well, everything's online. And he goes, or they have digital books on computers, and we take computers into the classroom. I was like, wow. And I said, so what do you use your locker for? He goes, I have a backpack, but like the only thing I really put in there is like pencils and like, paper if I need it. Or he goes, we have a few books left, not many. And I said, oh, okay. And then my young cousin looked at me and said, "Did you have a lot of books?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "We had books for every single class." I said, "In between each class, I would go to my locker, open it up, and take out my math book. And if the next class was history, I would grab my history book and put it in my backpack and on to the next class." So I used my locker for my books, and then I put and then I had my gym bag in my locker because right after school I had some days I had student council. I was busy in high school. I was on the prom committee. I was on student council. I was part of the drama club that put on all the plays. I did football. I did wrestling. I did track. I was in the Thespian Society, acting, to be or not to be. That is the question. Hamlet. Or is that Hamlet? That is Hamlet. Forgive me. It's been a while since I've read Hamlet. William Shakespeare, all that. I need to read more of that. Shakespeare, Hamlet, a couple of my heroes. It's been a while since I've read it. But I read all that in film school and some of my high school classes. So yeah, it's been a while. But yeah, they barely use, I almost said they barely use lockers anymore, which is so weird because I used to, use a locker all the time in high school, so. Anyway. So yeah. All right, let me catch up here. Let's see. I've been meaning to tell you. See, oh wow. See, I didn't know that, Walter. Now they've gotten so advanced they don't even use iPods anymore, Because Walter's just said, "Oh, Fears, I've been meaning to tell you, no one uses an iPod anymore. It's pretty much obsolete. Everyone uses music streaming like Spotify or Apple Music." I don't even know what Apple Music is, I'm being honest. So sometimes when it comes to technology, I'm ignorant. I'm being honest. That's not true, Robin. He says, Fears is stuck in the horse and buggy years. That's not true. I do like to drive the Fears mobile. I do like to drive. I can't imagine pulling around a horse and buggy, No. I've heard of Spotify when me and Yakov were actually getting along, which is very far and few between, if I'm being honest. I hate to be negative, but that's what Yakov is. Whenever I was still trying to get along with him, I'm not giving him any more chances. He's blocked for life, but at one point I was like, I'll give him one more chance. I remember him saying he used Spotify because he likes to create music. And then I listened to his shit garbage music and it wasn't that good, if I'm being honest. It was him yelling a lot and banging his fingers on the fucking guitar, or God knows whatever he was, or on the piano, or whatever the hell he calls music. Anyway, that's just my opinion. But yeah, I've never heard of Apple Music, but I do have iTunes. And then whenever I need whenever I want to look up a song, Tyler, I add that to my iTunes, and then if I need a certain song or a certain piece of music, either for Fears Man or a video that me and Randall were making, or a vlog. Oh, another thing that I read last night was they said that I'm a thief and that I stole someone's content. I didn't steal anyone's content. I took someone's content. I thought it was fucking hilarious. The Resident Evil parody I made, it's a parody. I've been making parodies on my YouTube channel for years. Give you a perfect example. I even gave Yakov, because Yakov is the one that said it. I said, Yakov, I said, every once in a while I get bored of just, editing vlogs. And editing streams and editing, the convention shit. And I just like to have fun. One of my favorite things, I just like to find some type of video on YouTube and re-edit it to make it funny and have the same scene but just do a parody of it. So I'll give you a perfect example. I took that legendary scene out of Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, And you know when Jason's like walking down the street and he's like stalking that tall guy with like the spiky gel hair, and he's got the brown jacket on or whatever the hell, and he's with that girl with the curly hair. Well, he walks by those gangster like punk guys, and they're listening to some Crizzle Dizzle, and and it's like, living in the city ain't no big deal, living in the city, or whatever the hell I remember it says some shit like that. I guess Jason doesn't like that gangster music because he walks by, he kicks the shit out of their stereo. And then that one, like, punk guy's like, yeah, you're dead meat, slime ball. And he pulls out a knife, and then Jason just lifts up his mask, and it's all gory. And then the guy looks at him, and he's like, oh, hey, it's cool, man. It's cool, it's cool. Well, what I did is I took that gangster music out, and I put that 80s Relax song. I thought, oh, that'll be funny. I'll take that music out, and I'll just put, like, a goofy song to it, and I'll still have Jason Voorhees, like, kick their stereo. And so I re-edited it, and everyone thought it was funny. Didn't have a problem. Then I re-edited the end of Psycho, where he's like, you know, you sure you won't have a sandwich? And she's like, oh no, I'm fine. And then he slams the shit out, like he takes a shovel and bashes the hell out of her head. And I made it like hit her head like 50 times, like real quick. So I'm always doing parodies. And then Yakov was like, you stole that guy's content, Fears. His content lasted a minute. And he basically had King of the Hill, Hank, from King of the Hill, walk across while Leon is like trying to kill zombies. And he goes, oh, I'm about to bust. You know, that was my impression of Hank. And then he's like, oh, sorry, I thought this was the bathroom. Oh, good Lord. You know. So I thought, wouldn't it be funny if I took that little piece of footage that guy made, which really, I'm not stealing it, I'm honoring his content because I thought it was fucking hilarious to see Leon Kennedy, you know, stalking, you know, the zombies, you know, through the woods. Then all of a sudden you hear, out of fucking nowhere, you see, you know, Hank Hill come out of nowhere. Oh man, is this the bathroom? I'm about to bust, you know, and, oh good Lord, you know, that. So I thought, what if I make a little story and fit his little parody video in the middle of it? So what I must have downloaded 6 different Resident Evil videos to make that 4-minute video. The first one, I downloaded the beginning, like the opening shot of him talking to the guy, you know, in the car, and the car stops. And then I downloaded that person's King of the Hill, and I found it by chance. I literally, last night, I was just bored. I was like, I'm trying to get back into the editing. And so I just wrote Resident Evil parodies, and it popped up. I just found it randomly, and I was like, why the hell is King of the Hill in Resident Evil? Okay, I'll watch this. I was fucking losing my mind. I was laughing. I said, oh, this is great. I said, I got to make a little parody video. So I downloaded that. Then I downloaded, the third video I downloaded was Resident Evil 4 gameplay without commentary, because a lot of them had commentary, and a few of them had half commentary and then half no commentary. So I had to find a big piece where it was just Leon saying nothing, or the person playing the video game saying nothing, because I didn't want any commentary in the background. So that's why it took me a couple of videos. So the rest of them was downloading the rest, and I wanted the scene where he's like, hey, have you seen this girl in the picture? And then the guy attacks him. And I said, all right, I need that piece, because then as he's attacking, then I'll have Hank come in and say, oh, I thought this was the bathroom. Oh, good Lord. And then that's when he pulls out the gun and shoots the zombie, like, dead set in the face. And then I had him ending where he's talking to the FBI agent, you know, like on the walkie-talkie. So it is a parody. Now, I could see Yakov bitching and moaning and complaining if I just took that person's video and just re-uploaded it and didn't do any edits of my own. That's why it's called a parody. Like, I'll give you another example. I took that funny scene of Commander Riker, you know, making breakfast for everybody, and I extended it. I made him say some funny things, and I re-edited where he kept like making eggs, and then Worf was like eating the eggs, and I called it Making Eggs in the 24th Century parody, and it lasts like 3 or 4 minutes, and the original video was like 40 seconds. And I took that 40 seconds and I edited, I downloaded a whole bunch of Star Trek Next Generation. I downloaded the original scene, what it looks like in the actual series, you know, of him making breakfast for Data and Worf, and I added in, and it was funny. It got tons of views, you know. So every once in a while, I call them re-edit. I call them re-edit parodies, because I like to... another one, it got tons of views. I re-edited an episode of the Pawn Stars where that black guy comes in, and he slams his hand down on the fucking table. I'm sure you guys remember this one. And he's like, yeah, this is a sex table, baby. This is a sex table. I want Ashley to help me out with this sex table. And he's like, get over here, you fucking bitch. And then Ashley's like, excuse me? What did you call me? And then he goes, listen. And then like Les comes in, you know, her dad, and he goes, who the fuck do you think you're talking to, motherfucker? And he goes, hey, Les, if you let me, he goes, I'd tap your daughter's ass, man. He goes, I'd tear that pussy up, boy. And I re-edited all that shit to make it really fucking funny, and people loved it, you know? I made the black guy obsessed with a sex table. I must have had him slam his hand down on the sex table like 2 or 3 times. He's like, this is a sex table, baby, yeah! And he only did it like once in the actual show. And I had him slam his hand down on the sex table, like, and it wasn't even a sex table. It was like a workout, like, massage table or whatever. But he thought it was a sex table, so I thought, oh, that's hilarious. I'm like, I'll take that piece of footage and re-edit it and make it a funny little parody. So again, Yakov was bitching and moaning for something that he didn't know what I was trying to do. And a bunch of people watched it last night. Like 7 people showed up. I thought it was a funny little parody. I had never made a parody out of one of my favorite video games. Resident Evil 4, the original, is one of my favorite video games. It's not my favorite. My favorite video game of all time is Super Mario Bros. 3. And I can't wait until me and LC play the remake, because I've seen people play the remake. I saw LC play the remake a little bit on his channel, and the graphics look fucking fantastic. And the Merchant is probably he's probably my favorite video game character. So I just wanted to crush that rumor real quick. I didn't steal anyone's content, and it's under fair use. It's absolutely, people have took my content, you know, all the trolls, and they've re-edited a bunch of shit, and I had to take down all those stupid troll videos. So I guess it's okay for them to do it, but apparently if Fierce makes a parody that really, I wasn't harming anyone. Because I get sick and tired of just, like, editing the same old content. I'm like, you know what? I remember just last night I was watching a movie, and then I had dinner, and I was like, I got to upload something before I go to work. I'm getting back into the editing bug. And Walter even said it. Walter, I hope you don't mind me saying this. You're like, hey, Fierce, I'm glad you're getting back into the editing bug. And I was like, I am. You know, and one of the biggest reasons why I wasn't editing for a while is I just get so sick and tired of all the hate, you know? I'm like, well, why should I edit a video if they're just going to fucking, you know, just dog me down, you know? Oh, Fierce is shit. Yeah, everything he makes is shit. Fuck Fierce. Fuck his content. Fuck this. I'm like, okay, well, then I just won't edit anything, you know? But then I eventually said, well, fuck them. It doesn't matter what video I upload. They're going to talk bad shit over it. So I'm like, I'll just take Walter's advice and just say, hey, you can go fuck yourself. Not to Walter, but to the trolls. And I'll just upload whatever the hell I want. Because it's my channel. I can do whatever the fuck I want with it. Like, I don't tell Randall what content to upload. You know? I don't tell Tommy what content to upload. Sega, I let Sega do his thing. Because guess what? Sega has his own brain. Sega can make his own decisions. I would be a bad friend if I said, Sega, you can't upload any video game content, you know? I would never do that because Sega loves video games, and again, it's Sega's channel. But they don't get that. I don't understand. I'm like, he made a big deal out of nothing. I'm like, it's just a small, hilarious Resident Evil 4 parody. It's not like the end of the world. It's not like I took a knife to someone's throat, you know? But that's what Yakov is all about. It's over dramatic. Oh, Fears, you should be ashamed of yourself. I can't believe you stole that guy's content. Oh, no, I didn't steal anyone's content. Not one. Again, if you re-upload the exact same video, then you're stealing someone's content. I must have did 30 or 40 edits on that video last night. Trimming it here, trimming it there. That's why it lasts like 4 minutes, you know, and then I re-edited it. I wasn't happy. I was like, oh, should I put it here? Should I put it there? I was just having fun. I was bored. I was like, you know what? I'm going to upload something before I go to work. And I didn't really know what I was going to upload. I thought, oh, I'm like, what should I do? I'm like, I'm getting sick and tired. I'm like, I'll eventually edit all the vlogs and stuff. I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I said, I know. I said, I haven't made a parody video in a long time. And so I said, well, what can I parody? And I swear to God, I found that guy, that guy's 1 little minute Resident Evil King of the Hill video. I literally just wrote in, I said, I've never done a parody. I said, I've never done a parody of my favorite video game, or one of my favorite video games, Resident Evil 4. So I said, I know. I said, I just wrote in Resident Evil 4 parody videos. And thousands of parodies popped up. And I found that. I said, oh, what's this? What's King of the Hill? I'm like, I like King of the Hill. So I clicked on it. I'm like, this is pretty funny, you know. Anyway, so I didn't want you guys to get the wrong idea. So, anyway. Does this mean that people can finally make Fears Man parody videos? No, Visions. No. That's one that I don't like that people do. No. Because Fears Man is very... Well, I mean, some people do. Some people have already made some, and I can't get them taken down. Some I've taken down, but Fears Man is very near and dear to my heart, you know, so I would like if me and Randall would just focus on that stuff, you know? So yeah. Anyway, but I'm definitely not lying about anything. That is exactly how it went down last night. Anyway, but again, let's see. Reminds me of that airplane video with the camera facing out of the window. Yeah, but I mean, that one was good though. You know, that one. I mean, I don't know if you'd classify that as a parody video, Visions, but I guess yeah, it was a little bit of a parody. You know, some would say that I stole my friend's film school thing. No, he recently found that and said, "Hey, Fears, remember when we worked on it together?" I was never in it. I helped behind the scene. I helped edit that video a little bit. And I remember the 2 things that I did on that video, the Snickers commercial. I helped film some of the scenes, and I helped my partner edit it. But I wasn't in it. If you watch it, I wasn't in it. But he was like, "Hey, Fears, do you want a copy of it?" I said, "Sure." I said, "I'll take a copy of it." And I asked him, I said, "Hey, can I upload this?" And I said, "Can I repolish it?" The only thing I took out is whatever Snickers label he put, it was a bad Snickers label, you could barely read it, so I took out those, and I put a better Snickers logo on it. That's really the only thing I changed, you know. But I didn't steal anyone's content. I just thought it'd be funny to make a funny... I love re-editing footage and making a funny parody out of... Like, you take something and make something new out of it, you know. And I had never done a Resident Evil parody, so I was like, all right, I'll put a little bit of this guy's content in it, but then I'll put other videos. Like I said, I downloaded about 4 or 5 Resident Evil videos. The beginning, the ending, where he's inside the house talking to that guy, and he's like, "It's gonna not day," you know that guy where he's like, you know, attending to the fire, and then he grabs the axe and all that. It wasn't just that, guys. It was like 4 or 5 videos that I had edited together, and I did a whole bunch of edits. So I didn't want you guys to think I stole someone's content, because I did not. And again, it's under fair use where you can re-edit stuff. You know, like I agree. If you took, I don't know. Anyway. Well, you haven't gotten into an argument with me. What do you mean, Visions? You said I've been in too many arguments lately. Not with me. No, not with me. What do you mean? With people in the Discord? Well, I mean, there you go. Was that what you mean? Yeah, because I don't think me and you, Visions, have ever had an argument. I don't think we have. But are you meeting with people in the Discord? Again, I try not to go in the Discord anymore, you know. I mean, I do nip my head in every once in a blue moon. I'll just read stuff for like 2 minutes and get caught up, and then, you know, I'm out. But I'm really going to try not to go in there because it's just nothing but hate in there, you know. Anyway. Well, so yeah. I understand. I got you. Well, I didn't know it was personal. So it has nothing to do with online stuff. Okay, my bad. Well, my bad, buddy. I didn't know it was personal, so I apologize. So yeah, because Vision said, "Well, just personal stuff. I don't want to get into anything today." I understand, and again, it's none of my business. So I thought you meant like you were arguing with people online, you know, or in the Discord. I didn't know it had to do with like your personal life. That's none of my business. So I will drop the subject, my friend, because again, it's none of my business. So, and I have respect for people. The only reason why I wanted to talk about this is I just thought it was nuts that Yakov would be like, "Oh, Fears, shame on you," and I was like, I didn't do anything, Yakov. I did not do one damn thing. I'm like, apparently you can't make a parody video. All hell would ensue if I made a parody video. That's just stupid, you know? Anyway. It's just nuts. It's so stupid. And again, I was so bored. I'll tell you exactly. I'll make it real short and sweet. I wanted to upload. I was like, man, I've been streaming a lot. I'm like, I've got a bunch of vlogs. And I was like, I'm so sick and tired of editing a vlog. I'm like, I want to edit something creative. Because I actually did. Like when I re-edited that pawn, that hardcore pawn episode where the guy was screaming at the top of his lungs, "This is a sex table!" It was fucking hilarious because the situation was, I was like, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to edit this. I'm going to have this guy go absolutely berserk over the sex table, even though it's not a sex table. It's a massage table. But this black guy was insisting, "Oh, no, this is a sex table. This is a sex table," you know. So I said, oh, well, how funny is this? I'm like, I'll just re-edit it. And then the guy that owns the pawn shop left, because I do like that show, Hardcore Pawn. It's a good show. Even though a lot of it is fake and stuff, it's still a good show to watch. Which, by the way, I'm almost done with Duck Dynasty. Duck Dynasty was a good show. It's not really a sitcom. It's a reality show. But I definitely have been enjoying it. So I'm on the 10th season. I think I got 2 seasons left. It's either there's 11 seasons in it or 12. I can't remember, but I'll have to look at it. But yeah. And I hate talking about all this negative stuff, you guys. I just don't like when people make rumors about me, because I'm like, I didn't steal anyone's content. I downloaded 5 videos and I edited it differently, and it's under fair use. And I've seen people do that in the community. But again, you can't win with these guys. Oh, they can do it. But when I want to get creative and make a funny little, I thought I'm honoring that guy's content. I thought it was hilarious. I'm like, he took King of the Hill, Hank, and put it in Resident Evil. I laughed my ass off when I watched it. I was like, that's pretty creative. That's pretty funny. I'm like, all right, well, I'm like, maybe I'll create a story around the video. And I didn't even use the entire video of that guy's. I took little snippets of it, you know. So, yeah. So, I try to debunk all the rumors, but it doesn't matter because until the day I die, they'll keep making rumors. But anyway, well, I wanted to do a very long stream. I hadn't done a long stream for you guys. Well, to end, but so far, I mean, I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream. It's been a pretty good stream. This has been the most fun I've had on a stream in quite a while because I really want things to get back to normal, because with Larry losing his mind and then the Discord being so hateful, I was like, oh, my damn. So, but things slowly but surely are getting back to normal. I'm going to try and find this movie that my friend I'm going to try and find this movie that my friend was talking about. I don't really know the name of it. I'm going to try and find it. But he said it's like a time travel, like I guess it's got a mixture of all three. He said, Fears, I don't remember the name of it, but he said it's right up your alley. And I said, describe the movie. I said, is it an old movie? He goes, no. He goes, it's coming out in September, October. He goes, but one of my friends sent me the link. And I was like, oh, okay, Sean. And he's like, Fears, he goes, and Sean watches my content, and we sometimes talk about the streams when we're at work, when we have, because we do have downtime, not a lot of downtime at work, but, here and there we have downtime. Usually we're quite busy, but last night, like I said, we only had like 36,000, so it was kind of a chill night. And I appreciate those chill nights sometimes at work. But he was like, Fears, this is right up your alley. It's got time travel in it. It's got 80s horror in it. So I'm going to try and find the trailer. So I'm just going to write in. And he said it's got comedic elements in it, and then it's got scary elements in it. So I'm just going to write in something like 80s time travel horror movie. Or horror comedy movie, I should say. Hopefully that'll pop it up. Let's see. Oh, there it is. There it is. So, I didn't know the exact name, but he said the way you'll know, it's got the killer's got like an 80s jacket on, and then with a big smile. And as soon as I wrote that in, the trailer popped it up. So, the actual name of this movie, it comes out, I believe in October. October or September. It doesn't really say. But the killer's mask has got a big ass smile, and then he's got like kind of slicked back blonde hair, kind of like Data off of Star Trek, and it's called Totally Killer. Totally Killer. So I don't know when that comes out. Actually, here, I'll go to Google. It may be already out yet. Let's see. When does Totally Killer? So the name of the movie is called Totally Killer. When does Totally Killer come out? Let's see here. Okay, so my friend was close. It's not October. It comes out September 28th, Oh, no, it already came out. I'm sorry. So it's already out. Because it came out September 28th, 2023. So it's already out. So I guess you can already buy it. I've never seen it. That's what my friend got wrong. I guess he couldn't remember if it was out or if it was going to come out. So it's already out. According to Google, it came out September 28th, 2023. And he said it's got time travel in it, and she has to save her mom and her friends, and they go back in time, and then there's a killer in the 80s that ends up killing all of her mom's friends. But her mom, this girl's mom, like, gets away or some shit. And I said, okay. I said, I will watch the trailer. So let's watch it. But I've never heard of it, so I'll see if it's good enough to add to the list. But if you guys have got any other suggestions of movies that I need to add to the list, I am intrigued, Visions, about the Fire in the Sky. That looked, I'll be honest. It looked scary and it looked super creepy, but I definitely am intrigued, and I may have to watch it. So, all right. So here we go. So Totally Killer trailer. Excuse me. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Should I watch? No, I'll watch the full trailer. It said Totally Killer teaser trailer. I'm gonna watch the full trailer. Here we go.
I'd like to report a crime that hasn't happened yet. Have you seen the movie Back to the Future? Basically, I'm living that movie right now, which is how I know there's going to be a murder tonight.
Hey. Wow, nice Back to the Future reference. So far, we're off to a good start. Nice Back to the Future reference. I love it. Because who doesn't like Back to the Future? Back to the Future is fucking great.
Travel movies, they never make any sense.
Happy Halloween. How about we
Oh, nice. So it happens on Halloween, too. Okay, nice.
And hand out Halloween candy. No, Mom. You know how hard this time of year is for us. Your friends were murdered 35 years ago. It's not 1987 anymore. Stay safe, honey. I love you.
Oh, Blumhouse. Blumhouse Productions made it. Blumhouse Productions makes a lot of horror movies. They made the new Halloween series, I believe. I will admit, Halloween 2018 was fantastic. Halloween Returns was all right. Halloween Ends, crap, garbage. It's in the collection because I'm a big Michael Myers fan. And if you're a big fan, like Ghostbusters, you get the good, the bad, the ugly, the terrible, the amazing. I'm a big fan of Halloween, so I've got all the thrills, chills, spills, the good ones, the horrible ones. Fucking Halloween 3 bullshit. It's so terrible, but it's good. It's so terrible that it makes me laugh, you know. But it's still pretty good. Those hilarious little Halloween mask and that annoying jingle jangle. Happy Halloween. You know. Randall said one time we should recreate the end where Dr. Chalice is just screaming his head off. Stop it, turn it off, get it off the air. And I was like, Randall, I said, if we ever recreate that, I said, like, I'm going to buy, like, fake blood and, like, you know, have it, like, come, like, spitting out of Fears' mouth. And, you know, like how, like, bugs and shit, like, come out of them, you know, like when they got the mask on and, you know. So I said, we won't have any mask on, but I said I should just grab my cell phone, recreate the ending where he's, like, telling the radio station, like, get it off the air, you know, and then, like, I should, like, scream into the camera, like how he does, like, you know, in the old film, like, stop it! And then Randall's like, oh, that's good, Fear. I said, yeah, so then we'll have me screaming. And then I said, we'll have you in it, Randall. And I said, like, you should, like, die at my kitchen table and fake blood comes out of your mouth. I said, I'll hit the floor, and I said, I'll put, like, fake blood in my ear and fake blood coming out of my mouth. So, at some point, I want to remake my version of the ending of Halloween 3. I think that would be fun. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Jason had a good recommendation with that one. It did. The fire the fire in the sky. It's creepy though, Visions. It is the most creepiest thing about it. I am gonna watch this Totally Killer trailer in a second. The only thing that really freaked me out was that plastic bag or whatever the hell it is. It's like suction cup to the guy's face, and he's all like that, like trying to breathe. And apparently he can't breathe because he's like entrapped in this like skin tight white suit that's like pulling his face back like that. And I was like, that's creepy as all hell, man. I was like, I gotta watch this movie and find out what the fuck is going on. I'm pretty sure that was the only Jason. If Jason's still here, I think that's the only one he recommended, right? Let me go back through the chat. Jason said you should pick up Fire in the Sky. All right, that was the first one he recommended. Did he recommend anything else? No, and then he said he went to the spot where it took place and it was unsettling. Okay, I just want to make sure that that was the only recommendation. Yep, that was the only one, I believe. But I agree, Visions. He definitely had a good recommendation for that. It was nuts. So, anyway, let's finish this totally killer one. And then I think I'm going to sign off because it's already 6:42. And I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to get something to eat. I'll probably take a little nap. And who knows? I may edit a little something for tonight. But anyway, I think I'm going to work on some of my content tonight so I don't get accused of AKA stealing someone. If it's totally my content, then Yakov can't say fucking shit about it. So I guess tonight I'll either work on a vlog or I'll work on something that's mine. So then I don't have to hear his constant dumbass shit. Oh man, when they say that she time travels back to 80s, oh man, this is totally. I don't know if you'd classify Totally Killer as. Yeah, it's got a serial killer with a creepy mask in it, but this is more of a. They're like riffing. It's more of a parody on the 80s, and it's what I'm getting is it's more of a parody on horror movies, on comedy movies, and 80s in general. All mixed together. That's the vibes I'm getting off of this. It does look funny, though. I don't know if it's worthy to go onto the list, but I may watch it. It does look... The mask that the killer wears is very creepy.
Excuse me, what year is it? 1987. Oh my god. I know. The 80s are almost over and I haven't even tried Coke yet.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. Mom.
Oh, good 80s music. Do you guys hear it in the background? That was some good 80s music.
Fuck off and die. Jesus, Mom. Mamacita. Ay. Ay, ay, ay. Mamacita.
Time for my birthday, bitch.
Time for my birthday, bitch. It's fucking over with.
This is a creepy-ass cabin in the middle of fucking nowhere. What's the big...
I mean, she does have a point. It is a creepy-ass cabin in the middle of fucking nowhere. This is prime horror movie, like setting up a scene. You know, all those 80s movies. Hey, let's smoke some weed and drink some beer and have premarital sex in a cabin. That'll be rad. Yeah, well, if you do that, you're gonna get your fucking head chopped off by motherfucking Jason or Freddy or God knows who else. But go ahead and have fun, you know? Oh, Lord, those classic 80s horror movies. You know, and they're jamming the fuck out of, like, you know, Van Halen or whatever. They're like, yeah, let's get on some hot chicks, man. Yeah, drink some beer. I'm gonna go fuck this girl in the shower. Well, what happened to the smooth-talking guy in Friday the 13th, Part 4? He gets that girl in the shower. He has some hot sex with her. What happens to him? He dies in the shower. Jason comes flying in the bathroom. His hand goes crashing right through the fucking glass. And, like, I think he stabs him in the eye or some shit. Fucking dies instantly. But at least he had some hot sex in the shower before he died. But it just goes to show you what'll happen. So there it is. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, oh, Lord. All right, let's continue on.
There's a murderer on the loose, and you drove us into the woods. Oh my god! What? I forgot to bring vodka.
I mean, listen. If you're gonna be in a cabin with some hot chicks, vodka would go a long way.
You have 7.5 hours until you're stuck here forever. I need to stop all this horror before it happens.
I don't know, it's a mixture of all three. I'm curious, but I think it's just more of a parody. It doesn't really look like a actual horror movie. I think they're parodying horror movies, 80s, and comedies, all jammed together. But I am intrigued.
The machines kill us all? No, they more just rip apart the fabric of our society via dance videos on TikTok. They use dance.
Oh, nice TikTok reference.
It's us.
Come on out.
The water's warm. Just so you know, I don't do blowjobs. You pee out of that thing.
Oh, wow. So she basically told the killer that she doesn't do blowjobs. But even if she did do blowjob, do you think a blowjob would save you from getting killed by the killer? Probably not.
Just think, maybe if she did do blowjobs, she'd still be alive.
No, that's not necessarily.
Yeah, let's not make that the lesson. 80s weed sucks. This is just dirt. Look at all these twigs. Yeah, I could give you a gummy this big that has 100 times more weed than this.
You know what? I'm interested a little bit, so I think I'm going to add it to the list. Just to say that I watched it, because it I'm curious. Totally killer. I'm taking a risk. I will add it to the list, but I'm taking a risk. So hopefully it's not a horrible piece of shit. But we'll see. I think this pen's almost out. There we go. Totally killer. And when was it made? 2003. I mean 2023. Alright. So it's right there. Right here. Okay. So, that was a good stream. Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed. Again, I do apologize about... I hate talking about the negative things, but I'll be honest. I hope it gets better. The reason why I paused, because I was like, I don't want to say anything, any more negative thing that'll get me deeper into the hole. I'm trying to make peace with as many people as I can. Some people just don't want to make peace, and you have to. We all have to live with it. I wish we could all get along. I sincerely mean that, and I hope you guys believe me. But some people make it impossible. Like Yakov, it's impossible to get along with that guy. He will argue any situation. It's impossible to get along with Quentin. I'm done trying, you know. I never thought Larry would turn to the dark side. But I guess they corrupted his brain. I don't know. So, I don't know. I really hope things get better. I really do. So, anyway. Well, we didn't get to the last topic. I wanted to talk about, my friend showed me an article about sometimes the best movie props in, that have been used in films were like the easiest things to make. You know, like some movie props are very high-tech and complex. Like, oh man, it took forever to make that movie prop. We're going to talk about that tomorrow because I am getting a little hungry. I'm getting a little tired. We've been going for, oh my gosh, almost 3 hours. 2 hours and 48 minutes and 11 seconds. So almost 3 hours. So I think that's a good place to stop it. But as always, I shall be back tomorrow, my friends. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I know I did. And when I get my travel plans 100% locked in, I will let you guys know. Well, you guys know the first place I'm going. I'm going to visit my family for at least a week. If not a week, maybe a week and a half, because I haven't seen my family in quite a long time. I talk to them, you know, a couple times a week. I usually just call my mom and my grandma once a week, but now that my grandma's gone and now that my dad's gone, I call my mom at least 3 times a week. I always call her on Monday, I always call her on Friday, and then I always call her on Sunday, usually after church, usually. But if my mom calls me before then we chat. But, yeah, I think my mom's getting better, you know. I don't want her to get any worse, you know. So, and one of the worst sounds that I hate, the worst sound is hearing my mom cry. That is the worst sound ever, man. Ugh. Because I don't want my mom to be sad, you know. Because I love my mom. My mom's great. And she's funny. My mom's very funny. Anyway, I hope she's really surprised by this big surprise 70s birthday. It's going to be so much fun. Because my brother's been talking about it, and we've been kind of planning it together, and then my uncle's been kind of helping out with it, so I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, I'm taking off. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And we will get to that topic that we didn't get to talk about. And I'll be honest, when is talking about movie props in the Fears universe not a good thing? I love me the movie props. All right. I'm taking off, but don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my buddy Randall, Cameo Man 2021, and his second channel, The Mayor of Magic. Follow the Sega Camp Gamer and Wear Camp on Twitch and on YouTube. And last, but certainly not least, follow Fears, Lord Fears, at FearsMan26, the main channel. Fears Vlogs is channel number 2. And I will see you later, alligator. All right, bye. Peace.